Well, hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything is working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlett, your local game guy. How are all of you? Are you excited for Nissa Resurgent Animist? I am. I feel like we highlighted the thing to do so many times when this card was spoiled, but I haven't gone about doing the thing myself. So out of curiosity, I looked up like anyone else who's made this deck, like, are they having success with it? I need to know. I'm really curious for my own sake, because this is something that I would honestly make in paper. And I'm hearing people say, yeah, you can get turn 2 wins. Turn 3 wins are so easy. I'm like, what? I just don't know if I buy it. So I'm curious to see if that's true or not. I'm really, really curious. And the combo we highlighted is the combo that, at least by EDH records, knowledge database, is the Ashaya Query and Ranger combo. Like, that's what everyone's using, or at least that's what's seen in a majority of decks. And we can go over like how that functions, obviously, in a few. But it's curious to know that is what's successful. Ashaya is not inexpensive. Like, Ashaya does cost a lot to cast, so I could see that being a hurdle, despite the fact that Nissa, obviously, as we know, is Lotus Cobra in the command zone. So I want to see how this functions. Like, I am super, super curious. I like the fact that she's 3 CMC, genuinely. I like that she gets over the culling ritual hump. Like, that is more and more a problem I'm finding with tables. So, particularly cEDH tables. Obviously, she'll still die to a Toxic Deluge, or she'll still die to oh my gosh, my favorite one, the Rakdos one. There's a dragon on the front of it. Well, at least the one I have. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. That card, that's also very like rampant, and I'm happy to see that, because I remember highlighting that card years ago and no one gave a damn. Fire Covenant? Fire Covenant. Gotta look that up. Right, Ice Age. There's also the Secret Lair one, but no. Buy the dragon. The dragon's sick as hell. Let's see here. Turn 2 win, Raphael. I know. That's what I said. I read that and I said, what? Who are you? What? No, I mean, look, maybe. I don't know. Because it's important to note that, when I say Ashaya Query and Ranger, like, yes, that's a combo, right? So let's pretend we jeweled Lotus, Nissa Resurgent Animist out. We put a fetch land down, we cracked a fetch land. We get either an elf or an elemental, and in this situation, I think we need to put more than just those two. You're going to get Ashaya or Query and Ranger. Let's just say, for the sake of the argument, we get Ashaya. Okay, so you have Ashaya now in your hand. Next turn, you're going to play a fetch, crack a fetch, and there's a couple of different varieties of lands that do the thing, and I have them all in the list in the description. Please check them out. Obviously, we'll get into the nitty-gritty here after the show, before the show. But we can talk about like the kind of lands we can incorporate, and if we want to incorporate more. So you do that, you let's just say you somehow play Ashaya on the next turn. So it's, you have your land, you play your fetch, you crack your fetch. That's 1 Lotus Cobra, 2 Lotus Cobra. You've got 3 mana, you tap the 3, you have a Mana Crypt and a Mox Diamond. Because once you do that twice, you'll get the Query and Ranger. I believe Ashaya cost 5, right? And that's why I said Mana Crypt and Mox Diamond, because you'll need, right? So it's 3 generic and double green. So it's, well, also you don't need the Mox Diamond, thank goodness, right? Because it's the one land you had prior. It's the 1/2 Lotus Cobra 4, and then you do the Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt for the generic. You'll have 1 remaining. Ashaya is a land, right? And I believe Ashaya triggers landfall on Nissa. You can correct me if I'm wrong here. But and the same goes for Nissa, and we can talk about that in a second. But non-token creatures you control are forced in addition to their other types. So Ashaya is a legendary creature, land forest elemental, and it will trigger landfall on Nissa. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that'll also give us the mana we need for Query and Ranger. We'll play Query and Ranger. The issue here, and what's not being discussed, is Ashaya sees Query and Ranger and makes Query and Ranger a forest. Query and Ranger is able to untap things, right? So at this point, Nissa is going to be tapping for a green. Query and Ranger is going to bounce itself, because it's a forest, to untap Nissa. Nissa will tap for a green. and play Quarian Ranger. We're already, you know, up a green on this equation, but what's more important is the fact that we're making 1 mana of any color off of Nissa, and we can talk about this combo again in depth later. But because of this, we're able to make infinite mana. But without a payoff, we're just making infinite mana, infinite ETBs, infinite landfall. A lot of infinite, but like infinite do nothing. So we need a payoff in hand, whether a tutor to a solution, or we need to be able to find another tutor. So in my opinion, I like the idea of running an additional payoff elemental and or elf. I think playing for a sturdier turn 3 and onward win makes more sense than just relying on like, oh, do I have the thing in my hand? Do I not have the thing in my hand? If you don't have the thing in your hand, then you're just cooked. Like you can do this, but if you're just spinning the wheels, you're not really getting anywhere. And if you've illustrated you can make infinite mana, well, everyone's going to nuke Ashaya. And if Ashaya gets, I don't know, you can exile this creature, right? So we're probably going to need to run Rift Sweeper and a handful of other things to just like run recovery. But if you're anticipating the Ashaya one, I feel like it's going to be very fragile as well. So maybe we even run a separate combo outside of Ashaya Quarian Ranger. At any rate. Alright, so really am I here on time? Blood. Thank you for joining. How's it going, Pat? It's going well so far. I'm a little bummed. So I've as I've mentioned, I had a tournament lined up for June 18th here in New York City, and I actually had to. Right now, I'm in between work, but I'm freelancing, and I had a freelance gig that was really too good to pass up, and it's over that weekend. So I'm a little bummed that I'm not gonna be able to attend this tournament, and I had to eat a fee from Eventbrite. Forced at a tournament. That's all fine. But I guess you get to do a fun gig and then hopefully get to do another tournament later on. I swear, every time something I want to play in more competitive tournaments, whether it's Magic or One Piece, and it's either I can't get into them or I get into them and something pops up. It's rather annoying. But other than that, I'm really good. And I'm extremely excited to play this because mono-colored lists are some of my favorite to brew. And mono green is one of the first decks I got into. As a matter of fact, I started with mono black. But what you guys on this channel saw when we started up years ago was Savala. I thought I made a pretty dang good Savala back then. But yeah. So mono green's got a special place in my heart. Whether Nissa Resurgent Animist is going to be good or not, we'll find out. That's my win con. For my Yisan deck, the combo has a ton of high synergy pieces that power it out really fast. I should probably grab my glasses. Let's see if I can do this. Does she tutor up a combo or is she just value? Ratib, you can play for just value. Like you don't necessarily need to run her for a combo, but when we discussed it on the channel, it just made more sense in what we illustrated via shorts and any of our communication on the channel. Was that just makes more sense to rely on her being a tutor for more like a searcher for those combo cards so that we can access them from our commander as soon as we can cast her, right? And then just relying on lands to do the job. So I'd be really curious to hear about the land utilities you want to manipulate, gang. But again, there's a few in the description already. If you follow the list, you can catch up with everything. But feel free to copy paste this to your preferred deck editor as well. Already break-in. Bounce Nissa and replay. Right. So when you do, and so that's the thing, right? So you can either make infinite mana and like Tamir Sabertooth and then bounce and play lands into Ashaya, into Nissa. But the way she reads, and again, I don't want to delve too far into this because we're going to get into it in just a moment, but you can do the effect again. It's not... You can do the effect again, and we'll read into it. But that's what Artie is suggesting. But get all elves and elementals. Right. So I don't know how many more we want to run or what other combos that you all are running. And if you've built a list, feel free to shed some light on your experience with the deck and your favorite combos for it. This whole process, doing these live, is to make a better version of the deck. Hopefully, with our minds combined, we'll be able to do that. I was checking here. I didn't know she... became so expensive. Yep. Well, it turns out that, you know, a Lotus Cobra with this effect is valuable. So I think the lowest cost version of her is in the 30s. It's crazy to me how expensive Magic can get, but I mean, it's a popular TCG, so it only makes sense. But yeah, she's expensive, and the version that is on the cover art for the thumbnail here is rather expensive. Blood says, I also like monocolored list more than multicolored. Oswald is my baby too. Yeah, I just revised Oswald. I'm probably playing Oswald this weekend with a MTG group, which I will share in a community post. I believe they're on Twitch though, so I can't really refer you to a YouTube page, but I'll leave a link to the Twitch channel if YouTube lets me do that in the community post. I've never shared a Twitch link in YouTube. I don't see why that would be problematic, but I'll probably be playing Oswald then. I was going to play Blue Farm in preparation for this tournament, but that's not a concern. So yeah, not going to do that. How do you think this will compare to Yeva Draw Go? I don't know. I've never played Yeva, Ben. I'm aware of Yeva though. Nature's Herald, if I'm mistaken. Is that the one you're referring to? Right, so Flash, you may cast green creature spells as though they had Flash. Is this the one you're referring to? No experience with her, so I can't quite say, but if anyone in the audience knows, I feel like this Nissa, by virtue of the fact that it's searching and ramping, is probably going to be better. But again, I feel like if you get stopped, you're going to just start spinning the wheels and doing nothing. So I'm really hopeful that that isn't the case. We'll see. That was always the case with Zavala as well. You know, like you did the preparatory turn of laying down an elf, putting her out on turn 2, and then turn 3, you go to Storm, and then you either whiff or someone stops you before you really get the ball rolling. My concern with Nissa is that it's very glass cannon in the sense that we're just relying on Quarian Ranger so far as this build is concerned and Ashaya, and I don't like that. So let's discuss other payoffs. Well, let's discuss payoffs, and let's discuss other combos while we discuss the deck today, because it's going to be necessary. But if you want to follow along, the deck is called Nissa Skyline. Don't ask me why, I just thought that was catchy. It's in the link in the description, and as again with all of these decks, it's a community built deck, so I value your opinions here. Hopefully together we can make a better version of the deck. I think on that note though, we can probably start some more ASMR carbonated drink opening for you. Do you enjoy that? Pineapple flavored, Trader Joe's sparkling water, only the finest. Technically, with Fierce Empath, we can win easy, says Artie. And Fierce Empath's a really cool one. I'll show the screen later and we can talk about it, but I like this idea. When Fierce Empath enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with a converted mana cost of 6 or greater, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So normally, in the old days, this would grab like Protean Hulk, or various other combo cards like Great Oak Guardian. Some people would do in Zavala, if I'm not mistaken. I think Great Oak is 6 on the dot, right? Maybe this is a good enabler, and it's an elf. I think the fact that we're doing the thing ourselves makes it less relevant to run Fierce Empath. Like, I feel like this is a redundancy that maybe is not quite necessary because, you know, not Zavala. Nissa's doing it herself. But you're suggesting Empath and Woodland Bellower. Yes, that's the other one. Woodland Bellower. You may enter the battlefield. You may search your library for a non-legendary creature with a converted mana cost of 3 or less. Put it into the battlefield and shuffle your library. Okay. And we have everyone. Oh. Are you suggesting this is like a bounce situation? Right, we'll have to talk about how that line works. Because there's a lot more moving parts than just those. Quarian Ranger can only do the thing once per turn. Right? That's crazy. She's not that good. Yeah. Activate only once each turn. We'll figure it out. I get what you're going for here, though. 3 or less? I mean, we want infinite mana, and then we want, what? Again, Tamir Sabertooth to find all of our friends. I think we've probably got other solutions. I'd rather just, like, tutor the Walking Ballista and call it a day, right? Provided we are making infinite mana, which is what we want to do. But we'll get there when we get there. And then the Recruiter for 2G. Look at the top 3 for a creature. And then the Recruiter. Artie, we'll talk about this playline in a second. I'm curious, though. You got me curious. Wait, well. Show before the show. Show before the show business. Okay. Welcome to LGG. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, your local game guy. Today we're going to be brewing Nissa Resurgent Animist. She is the latest mono green legendary from March of the Machine, The Aftermath, and I have her on the screen because I want to talk to you about her. We've been talking about her for a little while there during the show before the show. There's a lot to say and a lot to do with this girl, but first let's start off with what she actually does. So for 2 generic, 1 green, 3/3 body, legendary creature, elf, scout. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. Cool. Then, if this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an elf or elemental card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it goes into your hand, you still need to cast the thing. Boo-hoo, that's okay. Hopefully we will be ramping enough that it's not problematic. So, the landfall itself is fantastic. The way the ability reads, because it's resolved this turn, if this is the second time this ability is resolved to this turn, this ability, we can reset her and then do the ability again and have it resolve a second time and find the other solution, right? So in most games, it's going to be the Korean Ranger and a Shaya. I do want there to be an elf payoff or an elemental payoff, and then just have that third solution be something we can tutor up, right? So Fierce Empath was one suggestion. Fierce Empath doesn't find our Shaya line of play, but that is something we can talk about. If you want to do Empath Woodland Bellowers, I'd love to know. And then we do the Dustwatch Recruiter is what Felipe is suggesting. Yes, this makes sense. But Nissa Resurgent Animist. I have not brewed this list, but I've been dying to do it. And that is why I set this up for our... I said I was going to do it last week, and here we are this week, despite the fact that there's so much Lord of the Ring goodness out there. And Nissa's been out for going on a month at this point. I want to see if we can brew a better version of this deck, as was the scheme years ago on the 99. So with your help, hopefully we can do that. If you want to follow along, I encourage you to go click on the link in the description. You can keep up to date with the list as we are editing it, and even Goldfish as I'm Goldfishing, and we can discuss our opening hands and how the deck runs. But first and foremost, before we jump into this one, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me on this live stream. These are a ton of fun, and it's so much fun when there are a bunch of you in the audience communicating with me and having a good time. So thanks for tuning in week after week to do these live streams. They're what I have the most time for. So thank you. I really appreciate that you guys enjoy these. And if you really do enjoy them, feel free to leave a like. It really does help these. And if you hate it, well, like it and share it anyways. We need to keep it alive. But we've got a few suggestions here. I just want to keep up with you guys. Dustwatch Recruiter, yes. Don't flip them, right? Isn't the werewolf guy? Smear and Circle of Dreams Druid, Haste Enabler, like Lightning Greaves, or 1 cost enchantment to Concordant Crossroads. It gives all creatures haste, right? There's other cards that work in Druid's place too. Backup combos, the 99, the good old times. Yes, Raphael. So this is Nissa. This is the deck. So, we can watch it. How very meta. But we've got a land base here that I wouldn't say is set in stone. I don't think we're going to roll with that many creatures, so Guy's Cradle is not necessary. I'm trying to save you guys money where I can. If you have a Guy's Cradle and you want to throw it in there anyways, go for it. But the land base is pretty simple. Ancient Tomb and City of Traders are great. Particularly if we run effects that let us play lands from our graveyard, I find that City of Traders is going to be great for getting that trigger. It's also just too colorless to push into our turns. And a lot of the higher costed things that we want to combo with in this deck, like the Ashaya, are going to have generic in its value. So we're going to be able to get there with these two, and obviously any sort of fast mana we roll with. We're going to roll with a lot of fast mana. And probably not that many dorks, if any at all, because I don't think we should rely on them here. I think we should just rely on all of the fast mana rocks and the Elvish Spirit Guide and all that stuff. We can add like a Birds of Paradise if we feel it's necessary, but I think that we'll probably stick with the Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth, that sort of thing. And our land ramp effects, because those are clearly better for this deck. Again, having a Lotus Cobra in the command zone, once it's down, you know, your 3 visits is going to be great. Right? It's a really effective card at that point. I did put Fabled Passage in here and Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse. So if you're unfamiliar with these ones, they're slow fetches. And I mean, you can play them and you can tap them and you can do the thing, but the land that comes in the battlefield comes into play tapped. So these are never going to be our first priority lands. We're not going to want to shoot for these as a turn one play. And if we see them in our opening hands, it kind of sucks to have them, but they're still important because they get that all important Nissa trigger, right? We have 16 forest. I can't tell you if that's the right balance. 30 lands for now. It could go down, it could go up, honestly, depending on how, you know, mana starved we are, and how many effects we actually run to bring these lands out. I'm running Jund Panorama because the way I read it is I play Jund Panorama, I make Blurple from Nissa, I put Blurple into Jund Panorama, and then I put a forest into play taps, right? And then that will trigger her ability. I like Jund Panorama, I like Naya Panorama for much the same reason. They do the same thing. Obviously, we're going to run our fetch lands, Prismatic Vista. Riveter's Overlook. This is new to me. I've never seen these before. They're essentially the same as your Evolving Wilds and your Terramorphic Expanse, except, if you can see it, it ETBs and does the thing automatically. So again, these are not going to be your first options, right? And I think it's just this one. And if I missed one of these new Capenna enters and sacrifices itself lands, let me know. But those seem worthwhile to me. Like, I think anything that's going to do the thing immediately with Nissa is good to me. And we can argue that if you want, but I think that makes sense for the deck. And again, all the fetch lands are down here. We have Cultivate in the deck. I don't normally use these effects. Like when I watch Command Zone's game nights, I'll see these all the time, but I don't remember them and I don't often use them. But here it makes a great deal of sense to me. Like the Kodama's Reach, the Cultivate, getting these basics out makes sense to me. Harrow is one I've definitely used. I love this one. It's instant speed, so we can actually do this off turn and get the benefit of, you know, searching for the creature in advance. And that's sort of, depending on how we play our cards, this, because they understand once I've searched twice that I could potentially have the win or the combo. If I do this off turn, it will throw off everyone's plays, right? It'll be like, oh shoot, I didn't keep anything up because I didn't see you search on your turn. And same sort of story with crop rotation, right? I can run crop rotation and sacrifice a land and fetch a fetch land. And off turn, nope, fetch land comes to play. Boop, basic land comes into play. Same thing with Nissa Resurgent Animist. I'm just using this as a utility to get to our combo cards. And as we are here, one with Nature's down here, it's a quirky one I've always wanted to play with. I've put it in the deck, but honestly, it could probably be sidelined. I don't think it's that good. But because we have a Lotus Cobra in the command zone, it just made sense. Like, and again, because this is such a mana-hungry deck to do the thing, I would rather we get there as quickly as possible. It is important to note that the mana doesn't last until turn end, right? So it's really just there for the trigger, if anything. If you have utilities you can use at instant speed, then would be the time. So again, this is a quirky one. I don't really think it needs to be mainlined, but we can probably take it out or discuss it if you guys still want it. Ashaya, we've already discussed the combo, but I just want to go over it very quickly. 3 generic, double green. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. I've actually built a list for Ashaya. That's actually quite good. So if you want to play that, you can find that on the channel. It's an oldie, but it's there. It's quite good. And what's cool about it is it works in tandem with a card called Quirion Ranger, right? So in that deck, this combo works a little differently. Here, because we're making mana in the command zone, we've got a really cool 1-2 punch. So Quirion Ranger, return a force you control to its owner's hand, untap target creature, activate only once each turn. So provided Ashaya or Nissa are not summoning sick, you're able to tap them as forest, right? Ashaya's down in this situation. And then you'll return a forest, Quirion Ranger, back to your hand to untap target creature. They're forest, and they're also still creatures. You're going to tap for a green, play it, make infinite mana off of Nissa's ability, and also net the effects of Nissa. So again, in my mind, you've probably already done this for the second time this turn. So ultimately, once you've made infinite mana, I think, in my opinion, remember, she's a forest too, you'll use Quirion Ranger to bounce Nissa back to your hand. Oh, what? And then go, oh, play Nissa. What are you doing, Pathis? Why would you remove? What's going on? All right, now you play your fetch land and you crack it. And then you do the thing again. And you get your third thing. So if you didn't use a tutor to get your payoff, you should be able to find a third elemental or elf payoff, in my opinion. I just want it in my hand. As a matter of fact, I would like more combos in this deck because I feel like I would rather play a resilient, slower game where Nissa's just doing the thing and is able to get there with like protection than just shotgun this thing out and see if we can get going with this glass cannon. Right, so we can discuss other combos that are elemental elves and payoffs that are elemental elves. And then we can discuss payoffs that are tutorable in green. Creatures. Creatures are tutorable in green. Okay, so think about your payoffs that you want to roll with. If there's a land payoff that I'm unfamiliar with, then sure, you know, crop rotation can go into that. Maybe we even use Sylvan Scrying to find that land and get that land payoff. I'm not aware of any like lands that can win the game other than like a Sun-Scorched Desert off of a World Gorger Dragon or any sort of like weird, when I say tacky, but odd combo like that. At any rate, I have been talking for quite a bit. I just want to get you up to speed on where my thoughts are for this deck. And then obviously, like I say, with all these decks, this is just a blueprint. What we do today and however many hours we take to make this deck, it's just a blueprint for you to take and do with what you will. So feel free to copy and paste this to your favorite deck editor. Feel free to report back to me with any of your findings. And again, if you've made this deck, let me know what you're rolling with, what's been most effective, because I think your opinion will be helpful. Okay, let's get effing going. Thanateezy. Let's. Bloodblade says there are 4 costs that fetches 2 forests into play untapped. Is that in there? I don't know if I want to go so high as 4 cost. I went as high as 3 cost with the Kodama's Reach and Cultivate, and same with Harrow. I don't know if I want to go Harrow. Check Harlow. I don't know. Edge of Autumn, better than Rampant Growth. We might run both. And again, like I don't really know these effects that well, but please let me know. Edge of Autumn. If you control 4 or fewer lands, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Cycling, sacrifice a land. Sacrifice land, discard this card, draw a card. I like this. I think we'll probably run both for now. And at this point, I think we should start adding cards to the deck. It's going to be helpful if we get the ball rolling on this. Let's effing go. Edge of Autumn, yes. There's a silly combo with Cloud Thresher, Tamir Sabertooth, Infinite Mana, and Halfling Innkeeper. Let me just start with Halfling Innkeeper. This is one of the newer ones. This is Delighted Halfling. Is this a do you mean this human innkeeper? At the beginning of your end step, if you control Edge Wall Innkeeper, whenever you cast a creature spell, adventure, draw a card. Okay. I think that we could probably just get away with doing Tamir Sabertooth into a Shia. Unless, again, the alternate combo is 1 to 2 cards that is also searchable by Nissa. Include Wirewood Symbiote. Ben, you could with these good suggestions. Wirewood Symbiote, if you guys don't know, is this insect over here. Can you see that? Okay. Return an elf you control to its owner's hand. Right. Untap target creature, activate this ability only once each turn. So the only issue with this is that it doesn't bounce itself, right? So it's not really, I think what you're looking for is the Sylvan Safekeeper. No, it's the fairy that does it. You're looking for that one. It's the redundancy that will actually work in the same way you're suggesting. Return forest, untap fairy. It's this one. Scrib Ranger. Return a forest you control to its owner's hand, untap target creature, activate this ability only once per turn. So it doesn't quite work though because it's 2 CMC. You still get the ETB LTB thing. Wait, no, wait. All right. Untap. You're making 2 every single time. You make 2 every single time, and then this can't tap because it doesn't have haste. Now, Ben, it says you're good. I don't, I'm trying to think of whether I want to use Scrib Ranger or not, though. I mean, doesn't really doesn't really help. That's the only issue. Like the redundancies are not, they're far and few between for this deck. I think we need to like find a different solution. Makes sense, but the 4 cost gets the 2 forest in untapped. What do you remember the name of it, Bloodblade? Do you remember the name of this? We can look it up as well. I'm fine with that because Harrow does untapped as well. You see that? It's pretty good, right? Sorry meant prosperous. Twilight. Prosperous. Innkeeper? Tamir Sabertooth, Infinite Mana, and Halfling, probably worse than Ballista, though. Probably, but it's just because it takes so many moving parts. I don't know if you mentioned it, but since a Shy Korean Ranger is infinite landfall, all your green spells can be infinite. All your green X spells can be infinite, as Nissa makes you infinite mana. Yeah, so, you know, Serpent, Wirewood, Land. This is one we want. Gosh, Wire. No. The name of it is Wire. Nope. Symbiote. There's an. Why are you gonna be so difficult? It's an MDFC land. It's an MDFC land. That has X in its value, I think. Name the MDFC land. Name it. We're gonna find it. I think it starts with an S though. Hold up. It's one I usually put in green lists that just make infinite mana. I'm gonna find it. And when I do, we might even run it in the deck. We may even run it in this list. I think it should be down here. Turn Timber Symbiosis. Hold up. Turn Timber Symbiosis. It doesn't have, okay, so it's just top 7 for 4 and 3 green, right? So it's a Bolt Land MDFC, but you may put a card from among them into your onto the battlefield if that has a converted mana cost of 3 or less and enters with bloppity bloop. So the goal is that it lets you dig. I honestly don't mind this as just a land in the deck because this is going to be something with infinite mana that can start the dig, right? 7 deep is not that much, but it's, I don't care if I get bolted by a land. So we're going to put Turn Timber Symbiosis in the deck. It's a better than nothing approach. And then if we have Duskwatch Recruiter in the deck, then I guess we're really good, right? And just so you guys know, this is an oldie, but Duskwatch Recruiter, this is something you would do with Savala, but it's a 2-drop. And then what you're going to do is pay the 3 infinitely. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. You're never, what's important to know is they don't go to your graveyard. You're never running out of cards. You're just going to put all your creatures into your hand. Also, what you were saying with X spells, I think that's good. I think what we should do is maybe use like the Genesis Hydra to find a solution, right? Where's Genesis Hydra? Genesis Wave, obviously. But Hydra's nice because we can tutor it. Why is it just, oh, the art is new. I've never seen this art. But yeah, when you cast a spell, reveal the top X card to your library, and you put a non-land permanent with a mana value of X or less from among them onto the battlefield shuffle your library. Right, so you could literally you put a non-land permanent. You can literally go any route here. You can go with any solution when you have infinite mana. I think the easiest one would probably just be dropping. I mean, if we're trying to kill the board, it's not going to be a Crater Hoof. I'll tell you that. We want to do infinite creatures. We want to do all of the creatures. All the creatures haste and kill them. We could do like a Greater Good and just draw the deck off of Shaya. No, we need a way to bring a Shaya back. I think it's probably just going to be like a creature finder and then you get all your creatures out with Genesis Hydra. If Turn Timber, thank you guys. Sky Shroud Claim. Is this the 4-drop reveal a land? Feel free to let me know if there are any more like find land effects you want to roll with. Search your library for up to 2 forest cards, put them onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. Yeah, that's fine. So you pay 4 for this. but you get virtually 4 mana out of it, right? So it breaks even. I'll put it in the list for now. I feel like it's not conducive for a fast list. It's very slow, because even if you're making the mana back, like you need to put the thing down to begin with. So it's a little sluggish. But it's fine. Gaia's Touch I like. So Gaia's Touch is a really interesting one, and thank you for the suggestion. What I like about it is this is a mono green list, and you'll see why that's important. So Gaia's Touch for double green, you may play an additional land during your turn if that land is a basic forest. So we've got a lot of basic forest, and you can sacrifice this for double green. So it's like a piggy bank, right, for your mana, but then it's also giving you the opportunity to play additional lands a turn, provided they're forest. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Gaia's Touch needs to be in here. And other card I was thinking about is Sky Shroud Claim, which I'm not personally sold on, but might be great. Okay. Invasion of Ikaria, Genwave, and Finale, though. Yeah. 1996 is making suggestions for like those like good payoff spells with infinite mana. Hell yeah. So Invasion of Ikaria is the new one. And let me know what creature you guys want to hit. Is it just something that binds all of our creatures? Is it the Duskwatch Recruiter? Is that what it is? Let me know. But Genwave, Gen Hydra in much the same fashion is going to do what we want. So I will put Gen Hydra in here. I will put Genesis Wave in here. Obviously this is very good. And then Finale of Devastation was going to go in here. We just haven't gotten to our tutors yet, but Finale of Devastation is fantastic. We definitely want that. And I think we're going to run with Green Sun's Zenith. While I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and do all the tutors. I think Sylvan Tutor is going to go in for now. I can't say it's my favorite. Worldly Tutor is great. We'll do a Sylvan Library while I'm thinking about it. We'll also do a Carpet of Flowers while I'm thinking about it. Just some of the basic sort of green survival spells. We'll do Autumn's Veil and Veil of Summer. Again, while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to put in, what's it called? It's one of my favorites, Avoid Fate. We'll put Avoid Fate in here. I think Avoid Fate might be good for us. Let me read this again. If it works the way I remember it working. But Avoid Fate, counter target instant or a spell that targets a permanent you control. In this world where we need to keep a Shia alive, it's kind of important to me that we have a way to stop any instant speed removal. So to me, Avoid Fate with at least the glass cannon approach is going to be important. I like Avoid Fate a lot. You don't have to include it if you want to. I will with our builds just because we need that kind of redundancy. Dryad Arbor, I don't think it does anything for us, so I'm not playing it in this particular list, but you can run it if you want. Can use Elvish Piper with untap strategy. Right, Elvish Piper will be summoning sick though, right? She doesn't have haste. I know we suggested like haste enabling, but if I can avoid any sort of effects, if I can avoid any sort of additional cards to make the combo work, the better. I would rather things that just work instantaneously. And Elvish Piper is not as good as Duskwatch Recruiter in that regard. So sad as it is Duskwatch Recruiter still the best we got? I think so. So we're going to put it down. What's nice though is that once you get the ball rolling on the pulling all those out, you could just do the Gen Hydra for the Concordant Crossroads and have everything with haste. What's nice about the combo in Savala when you do all of that is that you have a Great Oak Guardian to buff your army, and then it's all hasty, right? So here it's okay. Summoner's Pack is interesting. We certainly have the mana to do it. My question to you is, when you Summoner's Pact, are you winning on the spot, right? Because you don't want to pay this upkeep trigger. When you play Summoner's Pact, are you going to win on the spot? Do you feel like you will? If the answer is yes, then yeah, we'll use Summoner's Pact. Otherwise, don't run packs, right? They're not good because in many cases where you could be playing something else, you might have this card that's just dead in your hand because you can't pay for the cost. But I think that we can probably shoot for it. With the Shia out, Kokoro. This is a land. Center of the Sea, Gaia Reach Sanitarium, Argothian Elder, generate infinite mana. Draw out each opponent, use Endurance to not deck yourself. This is kind of cute. So, okay, let me look at Argothian Elder first. This is the one that untaps lands, right? Okay. So it doesn't really need to be Argothian Elder, and Argothian Elder is slow, right? So if we're going to look for a payoff, like you're suggesting, Gaia Reach and the other one do the same thing, practically speaking, except this is a loot. But Gaia Reach Sanitariums, each player draws a card, then discards a card. I think the Kokoro is just draw a card, right? Kokoro. Each player draws a card. Sure. Okay. So Gaia Reach Sanitarium. I would rather we look for a creature that you could just put mana into and then untaps the land than having to tap itself. That just complicates things. Again, it seems better to just go with the Duskwatch Recruiter and then pull an army from your deck, right? So why don't we look at untap land, and then maybe we can add Gaia Reach Sanitarium to at least have one payoff. I don't know if we need both. I would rather go with Gaia Reach Sanitarium because by and by, that is a less offensive card. Like they're not going up a card. It's like card quality. If we have to use it outside of a combo is what I'm saying. Which you're probably not going to want to do. But it'll be there for the crop rotation solution that you want. Deserted Temple. That's a goodie. I don't know if there are any that do the thing that don't require a tap. Right? Like Nature's Chosen a lot. If we have a way to bounce Nature's Chosen. But I don't think we do. I really love Nature's Chosen as a card. Let me just look through these really quick and see if we don't have a solution that works with this that doesn't require it tap itself, because it's just, again, too sluggish. I'd rather just look for solutions that didn't require haste enabling, because we're trying to win on the spot. Wake Root Elemental, there you go. That's the payoff, right? Untap target land you control. Yeah. Will like this. Basically, if you have infinite mana, you can do the infinite draw, right? So you loot. And then the suggestion you had with the Endurance, if you guys don't remember Endurance, but what's cool is, provided you have another card in your hand, or is it? You can evoke this and exile a green card from your hand. So basically, puts all cards from their graveyard on top of their library in a random order. What you're going to do is target yourself with this once you've Kokoro'd or Gaia Reach Sanitarium enough. So to answer the question, yes, we can do this, but we'll do Endurance with Wake Root Elemental, and that's the other solution for infinite mana, right? So it's either your lands become beefy attackers and maybe you have enough to swing at your opponents, or you'll use, you'll Crop Rot, or we'll actually use our Sylvan Scrying now. And what I like about this is it could be done on the spot. I have it. Bounce Nissa, play the 3 visits and the whatever, get the trigger again, find my Wake Root. If Wake Root wasn't already found, I don't mind that there's a payoff within our search elements. We can discuss other elementals, and maybe we should do a quick search of elemental payoffs. Like, this is a payoff, but it's not a payoff in the sense, like, I would rather just have like an elf that was like elf haste factory kill the board kind of deal. Like that seems better, but we can obviously find that solution. And Weird Harvest for the WinCon creatures. Weird Harvest. I love Weird Harvest. I think I still have my foil Onslaught version. I doubtful that they're any expensive. Well, actually, I don't know. Old border foils people get gaga over. But 1996 Blue Man is suggesting this one as well, and I think it's probably good enough. Each player may search his or her library for X creature cards, reveal those cards, put them into their hand. Then each player who searched his library this way shovels their library. So you are trying to win right then and there, but the issue with this is you can give someone their Snapcaster Mage, or someone their Grand Abolisher, or someone their Dockside Extortionist, someone their Thassa's Oracle, or someone. You're giving away a lot of value in doing this, because for however many cards you're searching with X, you're giving that many times 3 to everyone else. So is this a good card? I would say it's advisable not to use Weird Harvest unless you're absolutely positive. Do we use that? Do we use seed time? You take an extra turn. I've never gotten seed time to like operate the way I want it to, but if we're gonna use a Weird Harvest, then maybe we'll use a seed time. I don't know. Life from the Loam, not sure. Life from the Loam's not bad. You know, what I would rather do outside of Life from the Loam is just have our play. Let's just look that up. So play lands graveyard. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I know the ones, but maybe there's more. But what I want to do is look up these Ramen Up Excavator and Crucible of Worlds, but also additional lands. This one's new to me, actually. You may play lands from your graveyard. Unearth 2. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of this. That's kind of dope. It's a really good blocker. I wish I had reach for how ridiculously big that thing is. This is an elemental. You may play lands for your graveyard and entering the battlefield causes triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger. That ability triggers an additional time. Well, that's interesting. I like it, but I don't know. Choose target non-land permanent card in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast additional spells this turn. Ooh, that's rough. That's kind of cute, though. Gaia's Will. Again, I don't want to read over a suspend card. Wrenn and Realmbreaker. Wrenn and Realmbreaker. So we're going to use the Excavator, I think. And we'll also use the Crucible of Worlds. We're going to use Burgeoning as well. Burgeoning is the one that lets you play lands off turn, and that's going to give us additional triggers off turn with Nissa's ability. But let's go ahead and look at additional lands. And just see what's here. See if I've missed anything since late. But here, I want to catch up with you guys. Are you running Scape Shift to do a land combo? So, Blue Man, we could do Scape Shift combos if we want, and that's it's a whole own can of worms. My issue with the Scape Shift is that, you know, if we're using, did I add Gaia Reach Sanitarium yet? If we're using Gaia Reach Sanitarium, we could, I'm not going to say easily set it up. We can set up Scape Shift combos, but is that win more? Is that like too much of redundancy? I think we've probably got enough with the Endurance line of play that we don't need that. But Shroud Magus of the Candelabra versus Argothian, in my opinion. Yeah, Magus of the Candelabra, again, they both suffer from the same issue, but yeah, you could one over the other, and I think Magus of the Candelabra might be a little bit better. My favorite for starting a combo with creatures is Defense of the Heart. Defense of the Heart's an oddity that we could potentially work into the deck. Chancellor of the Tangle is good to pitch to Endurance. I don't know if I've ever looked at this Chancellor. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do at the beginning of your first main phase. Ooh. You know what's funny? Yeah, I mean, obviously, those two things being in your hand at the same time is kind of the dream, I guess. Because it's useless, otherwise useless, I say. I do think this is playable here. This is some fast mana that we don't... I'll play the hell out of this. So why I like Chancellor of the Tangle is that I'm trying to push her onto the battlefield as quickly as possible. If it doesn't work, then, you know, what's the worst thing this guy does? It becomes Chrome Mox fodder later on or something. That feels okay. Again, is pitch fodder to Endurance. I think I put Endurance in the deck so that we can all be up to speed. Let's see if I can save this out for you. Cool. You should be able to click on the link and see the list where it's currently at. Greensleeves Marrow Sorcerer makes you an army of landfall and haste through Concordant Crossroads. Easy to get both with Genesis Wave, right? But Genesis Wave is a sorcery, and I can't easily get Genesis Wave off of nothing. Like, I can't. Genesis Wave is going to be in my hand, or it's not going to be in my hand. That's my issue with, like, all of the X spells we've mentioned outside of the Genesis Hydra, I can find that very easily, right? If we have Gen Wave in hand and Infinite Mana, yeah, the world's our oyster, provided it doesn't get hit with a counter spell. Ancient Green Warden is an elemental that does Crucible of World things too. Yeah, I think I was just looking at it, right? So it's 6 for this elemental. The landfall trigger doubling thing is maybe not essential, I gotta say. But how does Burgeoning read? Because Burgeoning is what we're really interested in. Yeah, I think Burgeoning is what we're interested in. Summer Bloom. You may play up to 3 additional lands this turn. That's actually kind of cool. I don't think we're going to ever have... Hopefully that's like our whole hand, right? In some cases. Man, Burgeoning's great. I want to see if there are more Burgeonings in the world. Honestly. Yeah. So whenever an opponent, whenever plays land, play land. Whenever plays land. Whenever plays lands. Well, what do we got? What do we got? Anything else that does what Burgeoning does? Did I not? Hold up. We're just gonna, whenever an opponent plays a land. Here. I don't really like that bit of text. I want to alter that just a little bit. Whenever an opponent plays... Whenever opponent plays land, put a 1/1. Nope. Whenever opponent, nope. It's just Burgeoning. Okay. Really wanted more. Azusa, maybe, but we don't want many creatures. Not necessarily, no. I mean, it depends on how we're trying to finish our opponents. Yo, is Destiny Spinner in the deck? Really good for this list, I think. So, D-Spinner. D-Spinner, people say, is a payoff, right? Where X is the number of enchantments you control, it's still a land. We're not going to control that many enchantments. But creature enchantment spells you control can't be countered, right? That's good. So your Ashaya is safe. I'm more worried about removal than I am like my creatures being countered, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think that there are going to be that many things targeting the Ashaya or Quarian Ranger that are counter-based, because the solutions are more plentiful of that. They'll just have removal. But so this is a payoff in Enchantress list where you have a lot of enchantments. Then it has the likelihood of being a payoff, but I don't think it does here. Can we use Kodama as backup Ashaya? Tireless Tracker plus Guideless Commons. Is it Guideless or Guildless? I'm sorry. I should really wear glasses when I do these. Enters the battlefield tapped. What? Enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Yeah, that's the only one that does that, huh? So there's a couple of quirky... Okay, so we're talking about Kodama here. Kodama. And I'm assuming we are talking about the Kodama of the East tree. Whenever a permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. So you would do the Guildless Commons with your Tireless Tracker. And the suggestion is, and you could do this with Nissa too for infinite mana, but the suggestion is you have Kodama whenever the permanent enters the battlefield, but you have 2 triggers, right? So you're going to stack it, Guildless Commons, and then Kodama. You're going to have Guildless Commons return itself to its owner's hand, and then you'll place it back on the battlefield with Kodama's ability, and then Kodama's ability will trigger again, which will create a loop, right? So essentially you're getting infinite landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, thank you. But I think it's just that, Burgeoning. Burgeoning's great though, we want Burgeoning. I think that Kodama works as backup. Obviously it's backup, not in the same sense, right? Sorry. Here, Guildless Commons, and we'll do Kodama again. It's not a elemental or an elf, but it is something we can search in the deck. That does work with Guildless Commons. I don't hate it. If we're running play additional land spells, then things that return lands to my hand or things that sacrifice other lands could be good if we're running things in our grave or things that let us play lands from our grave, so on and so forth. But Guildless is interesting. I think Tireless Tracker just needs to be in the list anyways. Can we just look over landfall wins really quick? Tireless Tracker doesn't say landfall though, right? I don't think Tireless Tracker says landfall. So let's just go ahead and look at whenever land enters and see what we've got for this. I do want to use Wild Growth, Utopia, Sprawl. We're going to add our fast mana in a second. I think the deck is nearly done. Big asterisk there. But Tireless Tracker is either 2 CMC or 3 CMC, I forget. But I want to look at it first and then I'll jump back here. I think it's 3. I think it is 3. There he is. Okay. It does say landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, investigate, and then basically you have an artifact that you can pump 2 mana into and draw a card off of. So this is a cool way to draw through your deck. I think that any sort of good landfall payoff cards we should be running in the deck anyway, so Tireless Tracker feels like a must. And I also think that Lotus Cobra, because 2 Lotus Cobras is better than 1, so I'm told. Do you have original Omnath in this list? The green one. Might be great with the Lotus Cobra effect to catch unspent mana. Just join the stream. Don't know what's been added yet. Feel free to, actually, if you want, you can follow the link in the description to see. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Just kick me out, why don't you? Kick me out while I'm building the deck, why don't you? Nice. So nice. Where the hell did we leave off? I hope I saved, what did I save? What was the last thing I added here? Invasion of Ikoria, Finale of Devastation is in there. Finale of Devastation. Ooh, you bastard. Excavator, Crucible of Worlds. Right, okay. That's a bitch. Hold up. We didn't do the... We're going to put Tireless Tracker, Lotus Cobra. Let's just do that now. Tireless Tracker, Lotus Cobra. I don't think we missed out on much, fortunately. Here, I'll end that poll, by the way. It's been going for a while. I don't think it saved those last 2. We'll have to look. Okay. Also, Tireless Provisioner. Also, Tireless Provisioner from Monster Hunter 2. Exploration. I'm still thinking about Kodama. Still thinking about Kodama here. Exploration's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna look at our landfall payoffs really quick. And if I see Tireless Provisioner, we'll add it, obviously. But I just want to see if there's anything I've missed. Modern Horizons 2, of course. Of course that's what you meant. I'm a fan of Monster Hunter, so... Ooh, this is a maybe payoff thingy. Ravenous. This creature enters with X+1/+1 counters. If X is 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. Whoa! Whenever a land enters the battlefield under control, you may pay 3 when you do return from your graveyard to your hand. It's just, there's not enough going on there for that to work, is there? Trying to do minimal effort here for our wins. Minimal effort, people. I'm going to save this really quick just so that we have it again. There's my Lotus Cobra. There's my Tireless Tracker. Where's my Tireless Tracker? Okay. We'll actually save out in a second to make sure we have everything we want. But I just want to see if there's any more landfall payoffs for us that we're not manipulating. I don't know about the, by the way, the Omnath you were suggesting. Can't really say if that's something I want to do. It's not bad, it's just no. Create an insect. If you have 6 or more, if you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm. Now that's just gross, isn't it? I don't know if we necessarily need to go that hard. A win's a win. That feels like win more. We need draw though. Draw's good. We need all of the draw. Green can use some draw. Please, give me draw. Green Sleeves was being suggested earlier. Protection from planeswalkers and from wizards. Green Sleeves, Marrow Sorcerers. Power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever land enters battlefield under control, create a 3/3 badger creature token. Right, and then of course, I think bottom line what's happening here is that we need a Concordant Crossroads effect. Or creatures have haste, is what it's looking like. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Creatures haste. In an ideal world, the thing is going to affect all of our creatures and be on the lower end. Right, so we've got Finale of Devastation in the deck already. Target land you control becomes a 3/3 bloop bloop bloop. Nope. It's an elf and it's slow. Again, we're trying to avoid slow elves. Not on our list of things to manipulate today. Renati. Whenever you cast a creature spell with a mana value of 5 or greater, that creature enters with X +1/+1 counters, where X is the mana. No. Creatures you control with 3 or more. What? No. Too much thought involved in that. What is this though? Peregrine Dynamo. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from another legendary source that's not a commander. Wow, did they neuter this card? Can they make this shittier? Could you have made this shittier? Is this from a commander deck? Yeah. Wow, that's stupid. This is not a rare. Sorry. Anyways, with that discussion over. Wow, what dog shit. Okay, Crashing Drawbridge is cheap, little slow. It is a little slow. Could include land enters, creature token makers, and then some elemental bond effects. Whenever X power enters, draw. Correct. We could. We could indeed. We could indeed. I almost feel like the Tamir Sabertooth package. Ugh, I hate doing it, but Tamir Sabertooth, Eternal Witness, say it with me. And then what you'll do is manipulate any sort of like self-sacrificing or sacrificing creatures, so like greater good. Just gonna get them back. We're gonna put this in there for now. There's certainly things we're gonna take out, trust me, and that might even be one of them. But that's something we can do once we've found all of our permanents and put them on the battlefield. It's really just Concordant Crossroads, huh? Yeah, all these things are very expensive. Why not Scoot Swarm? Scoot Swarm is win more, right? So I don't know what we need the bodies for outside of like a rogue Chord of Calling. Maybe they make sense. I don't know. I just feel like if we're going to do a Finale of Devastation, Eternal Witness, Tamir Sabertooth kind of loop, and we're just like haste enabling and putting everything onto the battlefield, right? All of our creatures, we shouldn't really need a bunch of Scoots swarming, right? It just feel a little win more, but I think if just left unchecked, then sure, it's fine. Where the hell is Scoot Swarm? Oh, we're not on that anymore. Let's look at Scoot Swarm again. I think it's fine. We can add it. We can add it if you want. Survival rule 782. There are always more Scoot bugs. Timeless Witness with Eternal Witness. They're basically soul sisters. Hey, soul sister. Timeless Witness, you say? Let's see if they're soul sisters or not. Whenever enters the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Well, she is a little bit more expensive, but it's because she has Eternalize. We can put Timeless Witness in here. Fine. Timeless Witness. I agree about Scoot Swarm. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we can place it in the deck if we want, but I think for the most part, it's just I don't know, like it could go off and like no one contends with it, or at a certain point, someone will just tutor for their Toxic Deluge and be like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. You, the Najila, you guys are doing enough. Just gonna kill these things now. I don't know if like slow bugs are gonna do enough for us though. Search library. Creature. Green. Let's see if there's any new ones. And I also want to see where we left off with our own tutors. Like, did the Sylvan tutor go in? Yes. Did the Worldly tutor go in? Cool. Okay. That's nice. That's nice to know. Birthing pod, you say? Wait. Birthing pod into our, what's that 4-drop? Did we add that elf? No. Oh no, Endurance is an elemental. Endurance gets in the way of our own combo, people. I don't know if I like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna probably take out Endurance. Is there not a different solution to doing... There's something else that does the same thing that's not Endurance. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Or even like, nope, that's not gonna do it. But I mean, we can have Noxious Revival in here because we should have Noxious Revival in here. But I feel the same way about Genesis Wave and Hydra. Yeah, Gen Wave's good with infinite mana. It's just something you do in mono green. Sadly, like you just need it. You just need to do it because you got nothing else to do. Time of Need. So let's go ahead and just look at our creature tutors. See if we want to roll with any of these. I don't think Time of Need is going to find anything for us. I'm just going to nix this right now, the Endurance. I don't want that to get in the way of the combo. I would rather find Wake Root Elemental, Ashaya, and just Quarian Ranger. And then we can look for other payoffs in a moment. Again, it's the Tamir Finale of Devastation kind of thing. Or we're just giving haste to everything and then swinging with everything. That's probably enough of a win. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Court of Calling. Court of Calling. So there aren't that many creatures. This is a very much Scoot Swarm card. What the heck is this? Evolving Door. Sacrifice a creature. That ain't gonna work. Eldritch Evolution, though. That's a fun one. You know what I like about Eldritch Evolution? Is that it actually goes into Ashaya. Right? Provided we hit the... Okay. I like that, actually. Provided we hit the other two cards and not Ashaya, we can just put Ashaya out with that. Skullwinder is one that gives everyone a card, right? If you were 50-50 in earlier lists, so I recommend it again. Basically, Eternal Witness, but you can make a deal with an opponent to use their removal for yourself. Maybe, yeah. Elixir of Immortality instead of Force of Endurance. Right, because the way it's working, like, we're drawing our deck anyways with that land, so it's not really essential that we... Let me make sure Gaia Reach Sanitarium's in here. Yes. It's not really essential that we use Endurance for free. We have infinite mana, so like why do we need to convoke it? I guess we could just hard cast it, but Elixir of Immortality is the same thing. You've got Felden's Cane, you've got... Let's look over the other solutions and see if there isn't something better. I think Elixir of Immortality is probably the best. What's the goal for the commander? We're gonna win with infinite mana and then creature beats. So it looks like it's gonna be a main phase 1 setup combat phase win, to answer your question. That seems like the answer to me. Although I can't help but feel there's gotta be a better way to win in green. I remember doing mono green and like it always devolved to creature beats. There's never like a clean I just kill you unless you're using Walking Ballista. And here's the thing, we could just put Walking Ballista in the deck as a win. So That's what we're gonna do. Skullwinder only gives one other person a card, not everyone. All right. You know what? That's enough for me. Well, you know what though? Sure. Sure. I'll put Timeless Witness on the side. Okay, so let's just get the fast mana in here really quick. Mana Vault, Soul Ring. And a Crypt. Jeweled Lotus. Lotus Petal. I already have the Elvish Spirit Guide in here. Yes. Yes. Okay. Chrome Mox. Mox Diamond. Mox Opal is not a thing here. Am I missing anything? Mox Amber. No, Mox Amber is... It's only important if we need the ramp after we've played our commander, so I feel like it's less useful. Guy's Touch is cool. It's again that piggy bank, we already have it in the deck. Let me know if there's anything else. I have succeeded. I recommend it to everyone. Skullwinder I'm not big on. I'm trying to think of like I really need a backup for Eternal Witness, but yes, if we're gonna use one, that's the bitch of it though. Like we if we use Skullwinder infinitely for a loop, we're giving someone their entire graveyard. So maybe we use like, let's just look at that. Elixir of Immortality. I think Elixir of Immortality is probably the one we use. You gain life, shuffle Elixir of Immortality from your graveyard into its owner's library. Okay. Yeah, let's just run Elixir of Immortality. That seems fine. I don't think too hard. There may be better solutions, but that seems fine. Turn the Earth, though. Cloud Thresher is an elemental you can combo with. Prove it. Now look at it. Choose up to 3 target cards in your graveyard. The owner of those cards shuffles them into his library and gains 2 life. Okay. Right. Yeah, Turn the Earth works. I kind of like Turn the Earth just against the Thassa's Oracle players, so yeah, that works for me. We should probably put like Nature's Claim and stuff in here, huh? What's the one I like better? Natural State. That's the one I like better. We're gonna run Natural State as well. Okay, so let's just see if I don't have all the fast mana I can run in a deck like this. We're not gonna run Grim Monolith. I don't think we need it. Unless you all really want it. Do you want it? I want it. Sure, I want it. I want it now. But Cloud Thresher. Cloud Thresher. When it enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage each creature with flying and each player to include us. So we just need to make sure we have the most life. So what's cool about Cloud Thresher is that it is tutorable. We would need a way to bounce it, obviously, with like a Temeric Sabertooth effect. But it deals 2 damage each creature with flying and each player. Don't know. Right. So Sabertooth plus Prosperous Innkeeper with infinite mana. This Prosperous Innkeeper. So high on the Prosperous. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. What? Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. There's probably a bunch of ways to gain life, but I could see wanting to make a treasure token. That seems pretty good. I'm not big on this. It's not like there's a good way to make infinite mana off turn. Unless our creatures have flash, right? And then we can get the Cloud Thresher and then play it with its flash and then bounce it with Temeric Sabertooth or Cloudstone Curio. We can add Cloudstone Curio as well if we want. You know what? Actually, we will add Cloudstone Curio. I'll explain why later, yes. Cloudstone Curio. Very good. Okay, so we got 93 cards. Wow, we need more cards, people. And I think it's going to amount to removal and interaction. So I've got Chrome Mox, Jeweled Lotus, Lotus Petal, Mana Crypt, Mox Amber, Mox Diamond. Those all sound good to me. We've got Elixir of Immortality to shuffle our graveyard back into our library, provided we do a land loop with Gaia Reach Sanitarium, right? Cool. Love it. The best. Gaia Reach Sanitarium is going to be able to make everyone deck themselves. Deck yourself. Okay, we've got Mana Vaults because there are things that have 3 generic in their costs. We have Soul Ring because it's Soul Ring. We've got Grim Monolith because it's the same reason as Mana Vault. We've got Cloudstone Curio. Cloudstone Curio is going to do the bounce thing with our creature lands, and it's going to save us the trouble of having to look for Tamir Sabertooth. But Tamir Sabertooth is also in the deck because it's also quite good in the deck. We have Invasion of Ikoria as a payoff for infinite mana. It's going to find Duskwatch Recruiter. Is, again, I repeat, is there not a better card than Duskwatch Recruiter in 2023? Please let me know. Please let me know if there's not a better card. We've got Rift Sweeper. I popped it in there when no one was looking because if you exile my damned, and I hate that it's an elf, I just realized. If you exile my Ashaya, though, I don't really do infinite things, right? Unless we have Wake Root Elemental with infinite mana. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Here, we're gonna do that instead. Let me. So this is the untap land win the game trick, though. It has to be Wake Root Elemental with Gaia Reach or Mikokoro, which we might just have to add Mikokoro for redundancy here. Seriously. All right, Rift Sweeper is going to go to the side. I think it's important to note that your combos can be exiled. Skullwinder's fine. My issue is when you go infinite with this, if you're trying to do Cloudstone, Tamir Sabertooth's lines of play, infinite ETB, LTB, grab your thing with Eternal Witness, is that you're going to give, if this is not Eternal Witness and this is Skullwinder doing it, you're going to give another player a lot of stuff unless you've used Endurance on their graveyard. But remember, we're not running Endurance in this deck because that's bad news. So we're going to put that over there. Got to put Savala Heart of the Wilds. Do we have to put Savala Heart of the Wilds? Do we? Is it because she draws? You want to bounce Shia and draw? I don't think you need a... I don't know. I would rather just go for Tireless Tracker. Like, in a world with infinite mana, I think Savala is her own thing, and a lot of the same cards are here, but I'm not really certain it's necessary, Abraham. But, I mean, you can run it in your deck. Maybe the Weird Adventure Dragon that has activated triggered ability counterspells to counter stupid Thoracle players? The Weird Adventure Dragon. Well, I don't know how else to look it up, so we're gonna do that. Venture. At the beginning of your end step, if you had a land enter the battlefield under your control, venture into the dungeon. You don't mean the Dragon Bard, do you? Who are you? What dragon are you referring to? Let me know. Okay, we've got Burgeoning, Carpet of Flowers, Concordant Crossroads, but Haste is good. Haste is good. Haste is going to make it so that all of our creatures that are infinitely large can swing and kill everybody off of a Finale of Devastation with Eternal Witness, and Tamir Sabertooth, and Cloudstone Curio, and infinite mana. Okay. All right, so got that out of the way. We've got Exploration, which is going to let us play additional lands on each of our turns. That's fun. One with Nature's Gone. Guy's Touch is good. Guy's Touch is good. Sylvan Library and Greater Good. Greater Good is just doing the draw thing that we all want. I'm not sure it's necessary though. No, it's a green dragon that has an adventure instant stapled onto it. I'll find it. Thank you. Bye. Right. I feel good with the creatures that are here. I think we need to add Gemstone Caverns, I realize. I feel good with the enchantments that are here. I feel good with the instants that are here. We can use a few more pieces of interaction. Let me know your favorite pieces of interaction. We're gonna add Mikokoro and Gemstone Caverns. Did I have Gemstone Caverns in here? No. Okay. Should add Circle of Dreams Druid for combo backup redundancy, plus it's just powerful. Circle of Dreams Druid. I'll look it up. And then Gemstone Caverns. We'll look at our land base in a second. Circle of Dreams. Add for each creature you control. Well, we don't have that many creatures if you looked, unless we run Scoot Swarm. We're really interested in making infinite mana this way. We're not really interested in making infinite mana with Nissa. We're suggesting Savala because she draws and makes infinite mana of any one color, and then we can use this to make infinite mana of green. If we're untapping this, I don't really like this elf. Here's why. Okay, this is what we need to do. Elf, green, go. Okay. And we're gonna look at the release date. Let me see if I can't find a better payoff for us. Because you know what? I'll be damned. There's gotta be a better payoff. Because we already have the infinite mana thing down. We know how that works, right? If you just jumped in now, maybe you don't. Tireless Provisioner is one that was suggested earlier. Let me see what this does. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a treasure and a food token. Yeah, I do like that, actually. I wish that one of those things was an artifact that drew. But you know, can't have it all. I think that's a good landfall payoff, though. Whenever a creature, when you cast a creature spell, draw a card. So Beast Whisperer, we can use effects like that as a payoff, and that's an elf. I'm only recommending this as a backup because it combos with Haste and Tamir Sabertooth, and also ramps a good amount. Yeah, it could ramp a good amount. In the same way, like you could maybe run a Priest of Titania elf-based list or a Savala Heart of the Wilds here. I think Savala maybe is better than Circle of Dreams Druid, only because she has the draw attached to it. But then bearing in mind, you're also giving draw to your opponents in that same card, same breath, and that same cast. Maybe not good. I get that though, for infinite mana. I can understand the desire to want infinite mana though outside of our commander, because if our commander gets shot, then that's no good. Let me consider Savala or Circle of Dreams Druid, but only one and not the other. And they're both elves, so I don't want to dilute the mainline combo too much, right? Lands you control and land cards in your library are basic. That doesn't sound good. Whenever a land, nope, wait, nope, that's not what that says, but that's not a good card. So what I'm looking for right now is an elf that just wins the game. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may pay 1 green if you do draw a card. Well, what I liked about Leaf Crown Visionary is that it's a draw utility. So it's not necessarily a payoff. So what we could do is technically, if we just ran Leaf Crown Visionary, Quarian Ranger, and Ashaya, we can make infinite mana, cast Leaf Crown Visionary, and then cast Quarian Ranger into Leaf Crown Visionary, get draw. Just draw the deck. Let me just add that, Leaf Crown Visionary. That seems like a good payoff. We're gonna take out the Wake Root Elemental, one or the other. I only want a handful of payoffs here, and I don't want to hit all of them. But truth be told, I would almost rather go for a slower game with this deck anyway, so I don't really mind if there are more than just the 2 combo cards, right? The Ashaya and the Quarian Ranger. But drawing the deck works. That's exactly what I want. I'm trying to see if there's another elf that's better than draw the deck, like an elf that says, deal 1 damage to target opponent. That's a payoff I want. I would also rather look for something that's a non-elf, personally. If we're going to go for an additional creature that ramps, let's look for one that's doing, like, did someone suggest, is Devoted Druid, wait, no, did we pass her? She's also an elf, right? I kind of want to look for a solution that's non-elf based that produces more than it will go mana positive, right? Like you're suggesting. I still think that the infinite mana lines are important to go for, particularly if we're not able to play Nissa. So If there's a solution that's a non-elf, let's go for that. Non-elf, non-elemental. I love playing Heart of the Wilds, and cEDH is my commander. Yeah, I agree. It's a pretty darn good commander, and I think it's probably fine here. But again, I would rather go for a non-elf solution. That one elf that's drawing is so awkward. If, well, you know, I think there's probably more lines of play in here than we realize with some of the cards we've just included. So we'll take a gander after this. I think that might be it. I'm seeing a lot of cards I'm just familiar with at this point. Okay. Karametra's Acolyte. Karametra's Acolyte. Okay. Add 1 green mana to your mana pool equal to your devotion to green. Ooh. Ooh, girl is 4. Hold up. Gyre Sage. Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, another creature has greater power, toughness than this creature. No, that's an elf. What's the other one? Incubation Druid. Add 1 mana each. Any type of the land you control could produce. Incubation gives +1/+1 on it. Add 3 mana of any instead. All right, so this is maybe better because this is infinite mana. This is infinite mana, provided we were able to pay for the adapt, right? And then she'll be producing 4 mana, right? If it has no +1/+1 counters. No, if it has and only 1, so add 3 mana. So if we do this, we have Cloudstone Curio. Ashaya, is that the idea? No. It's Tamir Sabertooth, this, and then Quirion Ranger, and Quirion Ranger's 1. That's mana. That's not it either. I'm trying to avoid the 4-cost card if I can. But Tamir Sabertooth costs 2 to do, right? So, and then it costs 1 to cast Quirion Ranger. That's not really the untap we're looking for, though. Because we're not going to have enough force to actually bounce, right? Unless we have Ashaya out, and we've probably got better things to do. But if Ashaya is there, and we're doing the thing with Quirion Ranger, if Ashaya is there and we're doing the thing with Quirion Ranger, that's enough. It won't work with Tamir Sabertooth, but it will work with Cloudstone Curio. No, we need to untap it. So Cloudstone Curio and a haste, but the adapt cost sets this back in that regard. So that doesn't work either. What about that new one? The new Kami of Whispered Dreams, Kami of Whispered Hopes, Kami of something, Whispered Hopes. X, where X is Kami of Whispered Hopes power. If one or more +1/+1 counters, we no. That doesn't do it. We need to buff this in advance. Yeah. Tamir Sabertooth plus haste plus Karametra's Acolyte combo. I thought you wanted non-elf. Yeah, blood. I wanted non-elf. I didn't want the most expensive non-elf, okay? But I understand why you would suggest it. Here, let's just see where the deck stands at this point, card-wise. I think at this point we should probably just be considering... We should probably be considering some interaction. So, creature removal. What is some good creature removal in green? It's gonna say fight, right? Oh gosh. Give me all your best green creature removal. Hear ye, hear ye. I need all your best creature removal. I don't remember what I used in Savala. I think I just crossed my fingers that they didn't play Adraneth Magistrate. If I'm being honest. Wasn't there like a... Ulvenwald Tracker is funny. Ooh. There's no like straight up destroy target creature, is there? I haven't built mono gray in a minute. Llanowar Loam Speaker gives you haste if you can untap it. Instant speed, spatial contortion. Oh gosh. Thank you, Robert Selly, for subscribing, by the way. I don't think it exists, but let's just look. Green has a lot of issues, and destroying creatures is one of them. Just creatures with flying? Get out of here. Oh, Lord. I like Display of Dominance, but it's not good enough. Not here. Not for removing stacks. Like the stuff that's actually going to hurt us. Beast Within, yeah. Is it really all in the 3 CMC slot, like the Destroy Permanent? Are we still on Beast Within? That hurts, man. There's Beast Within. Also could turn enemy creatures into artifacts with Liquid Metal Torque. That's true. Then there is that workaround if we have to use the workaround. That is a thing you can do. No, there's nothing else here. Okay. Just Beast Within, huh? Man, that's insane. Berserk? Target creature gains trample, or at the beginning of the next end step, destroy that creature if it attacked this turn. We would just need to wait for it to attack, but I don't think anyone's going sideways with the Drannith Magistrate or like your Eidolon of Rhetoric or any of those. Ram Through. Target creature you control deals damage to its power equal to blah blah blah. You don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to its creature's control. That's kind of cool. Is there a better deals damage? Okay, deals damage power. Because Nissa's a 3/3, so that does kill a lot of things, right? It could be sorcery too, that's fine. But Ram Through might be it. There's always cheap fight and bite effects. Yeah, let me know if there are any good fight and bite effects you guys want to incorporate. Target creature you control deals damage to its power to target creature you don't control. Aggressive Instinct. Target creature you control deals damage to its power equal to target creature with flying. Wing Puncture. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. What is green's issue with flyers? Really? Target creature you control deals damage to its power. Or Planeswalker, you know, that's not bad. Cosmic Hunger. Creature, Planeswalker, or Battle. The evolution here between Aggressive Instinct, Bite Down, and Cosmic Hunger. I love the evolution of the effect. They're like, you know, this is still really shitty for 2 CMC. Maybe we should do more? Add another thing to it. Target creature you control deals damage to its power to Planeswalker. When the permanent you don't control dies this turn, gain 2 life. Okay. At sorcery speed, Kenrith's transformation. Kenrith's is good. Thanks. We will incorporate Kenrith's transformation. It's sad that is still good, but yes, that is good enough. We're gonna put Cosmic Hunger in here. Hell yes. Instant speed. There's also Cheap Fight and Bite. Isn't there a decent 1-cost creature that lets you make creatures fight repeatedly on the stick, like tapping it? That's the Ulvenwald tracker. We were looking at it earlier. It does the thing. Let me look at your Ram Through again, though. I don't think we're gonna get Ram Through second effect, so it's basically just as good as any one of these. I feel like, man, oh man. Target creature you control gains vigilance and trample until end of turn. It deals damage. Huh. That's kind of cool, I guess. We're not really gonna try to swing with her, but we might add one more. We'll just do fight. Let's look up fight. Snow sorcery. Ooh, do we need to switch to snow basics? Search your library for a basic land or target creature you control fights a creature. Hey, you know what? Bushwhack. That kind of works. Bushwhack. I mean, it's not great. It's not pretend. But Bushwhack is going to give us both a land and a fight. And I'm in for both. Target green creature you control gets +2/+2 another turn and fights target green creature and opponent controls. Oh, that's cool. Wow, way to neuter that one. Mutant's Prey. +1/+1 counter on it. Fights target opponent. Ugh. Right. Okay. Prey Upon. Sick. Primal Might. Oh, hey, there you go. There's payoff for your infinite mana. Target creature goes +2/+2 until end of turn. If its power is 2. Well, it's 3. I think it's 3. This is 3. Is there a decent one? Cost? Nope, I don't know. Vivian's Ockbow. Perhaps that, yes. Tail Swipe, target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you cast this spell during your main phase, the creature you control gets +1/+1. Then those creatures fight each other. Is Crom a 4/4? Because if Crom's a 3/4, nope. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's like a benefit to the +1/+1 shenanigan there. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If it's legendary, then it fights an opponent's creature. Ancient Animist is fine, I guess. This is a weird search we're going through right now. I'm not even gonna bother with the Lord of the Ring thing yet because we can't use it quite yet. But Vivian's Bow. So discard a card, look at the top X cards of your library. You may put a creature card with a converted mana cost X from among them onto the battlefield. Thank you. This is a payoff for infinite mana. Yes. Yes, it is. Vivian's Arcbow. I appreciate that. We do need that. We need more of that in our life. As a matter of fact, I think we've got enough so far as... I think we have enough so far as removal is concerned. I would maybe want to include one more fight effect, but for now, adequate. Let's go ahead and look into some draw solutions that might work for us. Like Glimpse of Nature is good. Like whenever you play a creature, spell this turn, draw a card. So Glimpse of Nature is nice because it plays well with our loops. I like that a lot. But we knew this. And Nibiru, we knew what? What do we know? I'm sorry. I talk, but I don't often listen to myself. Rampage of the Clans. Sup, Pat? Hey, Nibiru. Rampage of the Clans. Is this not Golgari? Am I crazy? Or that's something else, clans. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3. Huh. Oh, I kind of, yeah, sure. We put Rampage of the Clans. There's also that elemental that does it, right? Is it an elemental? Or a spirit? I like Rampage of the Clans, though. That seems good enough. I don't think we're going to hurt ourselves too much with that effect. Kenny's transformation's in. Force of Vigor is already in, right? Look at you. Look at you with your suggestions. Force of Vigor's, I'm not high on this one, but we can run it. It's funny. I know it's free and I know it's $20. But yeah, Force of Vigor, sure. Force of Vigor, yes. Let's run it. Ram it down our opponent's throats. Let them enjoy it. Oh, did I add Mikokoro? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Bequeathal. Yes, I have something for you. It's draw. Sensei's Divining Top, you say? Sensei's Divining Top. How desperate are we to fix our deck and draw? How desperate? Let me know. Ooh, counter target activated ability, draw a card, bind. Name me the best activated ability that you'd be countering. Elf Ball or Elementals? Nibiru. Both? Neither, really. Lignify, maybe. Doesn't draw, but still transforms. Lignify is good. How do you feel about Return to Nature? I think it's great. I will answer that question as soon as I add Compost because, gosh, we need draw. Okay. And then I go to the bottom of this list. And then I make sure that there's nothing else we need from here. Oh, gosh, all so bad. You want... Oh, wait. We're going to use Gaia's Blessing over... Wait. We're making infinite mana, right? So Gaia's... Gaia Reach Sanitarium doesn't trigger this, but we could use a Shuffle Titan. Let's put a Shuffle Titan in. I'm feeling it. I'm sorry. We're looking at... Oh, Haywire Might. Yes. Yes, you. Yes. The new Caustic Caterpillar, you say? Yes, we'll run that. And Return to Nature is an interesting one. It's a little overcosted, but it is good at what it does. It hits a lot of things. So Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or exile target card from a graveyard. I know it's crazy to say that this is overcosted, but generally speaking, in cEDH, yes, we only want spells that are free or 1 mana. But at 2, it's still good. I think Return to Nature's good. I think that I'm going to lay off it for now, though. Personally. I don't touch the stuff anymore. I used to. Just not anymore. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, yeah, we can give Karametra's Favor out to people, too. How cool would that be? Maybe we don't do that, actually. You know what's interesting? We can actually win with the Eternal Witness and like Benefactor's Drought kind of shenanigans, like this stuff kind of shenanigans. We could just draw a deck that way. Although it is infinitely better in a Savala list, obviously. But we could do that. Nature's Claim already claimed its natural spot in the deck, right? Yes, it did. Oh my gosh, Blood. Could you... I see what you're doing. Stop polluting the chat with these lame buns. I like it, actually. Please continue. Fade from History does the same thing as Rampage the Clan without giving your opponents quite so many creatures. Crackback. Fade from History? Spiderify? I don't think I've ever heard of Fade from History. Let's find out. We'll put that one in. That one's pretty. I like this one. Do the bear tokens look cute? What? That changes things a little bit. That's disgusting. But these bears are so cute. And I hate bears. Gonna be honest with you. Bears are not cool. Bears frighten me. Don't like them one bit. But those bears are pretty cute. I think that we're good, people. I think that we're good. I think we need to make cuts. Are we? Oh, 105 cards. Yes, we're at that point where we should be making cuts. Let's go! The best Nissa, Resurgent Animist. And I did want to answer the question, can we make her cEDH? How cEDH? How much cEDH? Will she wear wigs? When will she wear wigs? Okay, so Rampage of the Clans is nice because it's instant speed. I'm going to put Fade from History to the side for now. Hopefully, you know, the crackback ain't going to be that real. But I do like the fact that it's... instant speed. So we've got a lot of lands here to include Turn Timber Symbiosis. I think I'm going to try to stick with 32 lands. Let's try 32 lands to begin with. I can't tell you that cutting the basics is the right choice, but it's what I'm doing. So bear with me. We've got to cut 2 more cards, and then we're going to see how well Nissa, Resurgent Animist, plays. Right. Oh, man. Skyshroud Acclaim just keeps looking at me. We'll keep it, though, for now. Until I can't find something else to remove. Cosmic Hunger. Yes, all of the battles will be devoured. I'm ready for it. Veil of Summer, sure, Autumn Veil. Turn the Earth. Turn the Earth can suck a D because we're about to put in a Shuffle Titan. I totally forgot about that. We're going to put in a Shuffle Titan. Look, I know that Turn the Earth is good against Thassa's Oracle, okay? I know. You could still run it. You could still technically run it. I'm not as high on it, though. Greater Good I can just get rid of. And we're going to take 1 more card out. I'm also not sold on Skyshroud Claim. Seems spicy with the commander, but probably not worth it. I don't think so, because all of our lands do the thing anyways. Okay, look, okay. We need a Shuffle Titan. Let's get real. We need a Shuffle Titan. So. And that's only if we're doing, well, ooh, this is rough. Gaia Reach Sanitarium is the only one that... No, it'll work. Shuffle Titan. Okay, Shuffle, Library, Titan. I don't know if there's new ones or if there's better ones or what, but let's just look. Let's just look. Are they not? Are they not technically Titans? I don't know why I've always called them that. All right, well, Emrakul is sadly verboten, but I'll tell you what, I like Kozilek a lot. Whenever you cast a spell, destroy target permanent. Ooh. What would you rather do with infinite mana? Would you rather bounce Ulamog and destroy everyone's permanents? Or would you rather draw 4 cards? I think we just go with Ulamog. I think just destroying permanents is probably better. I think that's better. Okay. Ulamog Infinite Jaya. Infinite Gyro. What a deal. Okay. Guys, are you ready? So, let's regroup. Let's regroup. What do we have here? We have a deck with 4 cards that Nissa can search up. And those cards are Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, Quirion Ranger, a Leaf Crowned Visionary, which is going to let us draw through the deck, or a combo card with our land base and infinite mana, Wake Root Elemental. So what's important here is that it untaps the thing and gives it haste. But if we have Mikokoro or Gaia Reach Sanitarium being my favorite of the two because it will allow us to shuffle Titan in our graveyard, we're able to just make everyone deck themselves. Go deck yourself. And because these things with infinite mana, we can technically untap, and like if someone tries to stop us over top of the combo, we have infinite mana already, we can just keep untapping the thing, putting the untap activation on top, and it won't matter. Okay, so I think though that we're probably good to test this. I think that this is going to be the best Nissa Skyline you've ever seen. If you want to try this list out again, it is in the description, so go for it. Knock yourself. Don't do that, actually. Don't knock yourself out. But do try it. I think it's going to be good. Exploration, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. So is this a good start? It does have Kodama's Reach. We're able to get the ball rolling really quickly. I wish that the Crucible of Worlds was playing into some fetch lands instead, but we do just get a payoff off the top. That's pretty dope. I'm just going to try this because... So this is an exploration, this is a forest. Again, this is not what I would say it would be a keepable one, but let's just see if we get a land off the top. We do. This is fine. We're really trying to do Nissa much quicker, but just to give you an idea of like what a slow hand can look like, that's not so bad. We're gonna want to play Nissa here and then pass, which sucks. Which really sucks. Would have been cool to see a fetch land. Okay, next turn. We have another Crucible. We have a 1 payoff land. We have 1 payoff card in hand with infinite mana. We have removal for creatures. We have a Lotus Petal. We do not have a turn 1 Nissa, but we do have a turn 2 Nissa. So why don't we just try this out of curiosity? Wow, Chancellor of the Tangle. Thanks for showing up now. We could have just had Nissa turn 1. You piece of shit. All right, Nissa. Next turn. Next turn. Ooh, well, there are ways we can cast Nissa. So we're going to do this, to do this, to do this, to do this. And we're going to make 1 generic extra and cast Nissa Resurgent Animist. All right, and if I remember correctly, we're able to do this. Boop. And then that's it. That's all we're able to do. But we make 1 mana doing that, and then we will cast blah. Let's just threaten them with the thing. Wow, we really need fetch lands to be popping off here. Really do. But I'll do the Vivian's Arcbow. I'll just threaten it. Look at the top X card to your library and reveal, put a creature card with a converted mana cost X or less from among them. So what the idea is with Vivian's Arcbow, gang, like if we have infinite mana, which we should hopefully hit soon, what we're going to do is discard any card and then get our Deathwatch Recruiter and then put all of our creatures into our hand. Right, so that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and Summoner's Pact, yes. What I was looking for, search your library for a green creature, reveal it, put it into your hand. This is not what I was looking for whatsoever. We could put a Lotus Cobra onto the battlefield, that'd be kind of cute. We don't have any creatures that find lands, and genuinely speaking, I would love that, not Elvish Reclaimer, because that would be an elf. We need a creature that could find the lands for us that fetch, because we really wanted to start going off on that strategy now, especially with the Remnant of Excavator in our hand. I'm trying to think if there's any good creatures in our deck, though, that we can shoot for right at this very moment. So let me just look at our green creatures. Boop. BS. What? Thank you. Like, what? Okay, which creature do we go for? Which green creature do we go for? Really, nothing was looking good. I think this is a redo. I think this is a restart. There's nothing I really want. Again, the Lotus Cobra is the best thing right now because it's going to give us ramp. So what we would do is just play that. We would play our land per turn. We would get 2 mana off of that, and then we would kill something, I guess, with Cosmic Hunger and then move on with life. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Next turn. Yeah, we need fetch lands. With Nissa out, obviously. Okay, yep, right, with Nissa out, it's amazing, I agree, but it's really subpar without Nissa. I see the argument on both sides, pretty equally valid. Tireless Provisioner is still in the deck, extra elf. Oh my gosh, is Tireless Provisioner an elf? Get out of here. Who made that suggestion? Why would you? Who said that? But yeah, it is in the deck. We need to get rid of that. So let's go ahead and look for a very, very keepable, excellent turn 1 Nissa hand. We've played some pretty subpar ones. I want to go for the best, okay? The creme de la creme. Only the finest this time. All right? So, turn the earth? Sure. We'll put in some interaction with turn the earth. Can't say it's my favorite. Did Ulamog make the list? Okay, cool. Okay. Let's go ahead. Refresh this. This should have turned the earth in the deck now. Cool, it is. So what does this hand do? We've got a fetch land. We've got a combo card in our hand. We've got a bushwhack to find a land. We have a rampant growth. So this is all very good. This is actually not horrible. We are able to put out our leader on the second turn, but yeah, let's do it. Let's just keep this. Do we do City of Traders now? No. We do we'll do Verdant Cats. Verdant Cats, fetch, forest. I know it feels weird starting with the fetch land there. Sorry, had to be done. We'll put down the elixir. We'll pretend it's not necessary. Or we could honestly bushwhack for a basic land, although it is creature removal technically as a fight spell. I think that we could probably go for bushwhack instead. And with the Shuffle Titan, we don't technically need Elixir of Immortality, so go ahead and get that the hell out of your deck. Go ahead and remove the shit out of your deck. Okay, next turn. Thank God. Didn't I say I wanted to find a supremely keepable hand? Yeah, well, that helps. And our fetch is gone, so that sucks. There's Nissa. We're going to go ahead and play a City of Traders. There's a land per turn. We're going to make a green. We're going to tap here, and we're going to tap for Rampant Growth. And we've got one generic floating. Rampant Growth is going to find a forest and put it onto the battlefield. Gets rid of this. Oh no, sorry. That's not yet. That's too soon. No, it does this right now, right? Put that card on the battlefield tapped. Cool. Okay. Cool. You can make an argument for something else, but yeah, I just want to do it now. We're gonna make a black mana. Why not? And then we're gonna reveal cards off the top of our library. All right, because that's my second land, City of Traders, and then Forest. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Actually, you know what? This is better. This is better. Can I just do this? Right. Okay. So we know it's going to be... Can you guys see this? You can see this past my face, right? Cool. The first one we're going to hit is, oh my gosh, we need to hit Elvish Spirit Guide. Another card we need to get rid of. All right. Don't make my mistake, people. Put that in hand. All right. We're going to go ahead and put Gaia's Touchdown. I'll exile the Elvish Spirit Guide to do so. And I will play an additional land this turn. No, yeah, sure. We just play out our whole hand. I really want to get rid of the Elvish Spirit Guide. This is not operating as cleanly because we have a bunch of things we don't need. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Elixir of Immortality. That's first to go. We're going to go ahead and remove the Elvish Spirit Guide. Don't need that. Well, it's still good, obviously, for an early start, but man, you don't want to hit it. Okay. Swap Provisioner for Sky Shroud Claim? No. Swap Elixir for Sky... No. 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 Stop. No Sky Shroud Claim. No to it. No. But we do need all of the fetch lands, and I don't think I've added all of the fetch lands. Like, I'm desperate. I will put in any fetch land. If you tell me there's a fetch land I'm not running, I'll put it in. You don't dare me. I'll do it. Like Blighted Woodland? My God, I'll do it. Ooh, that's rough. I might do it. I said I'd do it. I might do it. Broker's Hideout. How did I miss that? That's going in the deck. Sure. Yeah, Broker's Hideout. Because we need to do the thing immediately. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go back up to, I think it's 34 lands now with Turn Timber Symbiosis, because we need all of the lands. We really want to hit these lands. I'm finding out right now. I don't think I have Cabreti's Courtyard either. How did I miss these? Sure. Cabreti's Courtyard. Sounds amazing. I love it. Let's play it. Okay. That should put us at 100. That should put us at 100. Cool. We can reset. Let's just going to go for the perfect turn 1 Nissa. So not this. This works. Except again, we don't have a fetch land. But this does actually work. So, okay. Let's go draw a card. I don't like Turn the Earth. I understand its effectiveness, but I don't like seeing Turn the Earth. We're going to go here, discard here, play here, do this, Nissa. Okay. Next turn. Right. Every single time I see a basic forest, I'm kicking myself because we don't want basic forest. This hand does nothing, right? Except we can turn the earth. That's cool. Shuffle. Cultivate. Cool. We're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, cultivate. Boop. Boop. Forest. Boop. Boop. Second land per turn. We're floating 2 green. One's tapped. Right, for cultivate. 2 basic lands. Reveal 1. Put 1 onto the battlefield and 1 to your hand. Okay, sorry. Whoops. There's another forest. Cool. Shuffle. What did I find off the top? So, again, we're floating 2 green here. What did I find off the top? We get a Leaf Crown Visionary. Yes, thank you. Move to hand. Love it. I'll cast it. It's a payoff. No one cares. Ignore my Leaf Crown Visionary. Nissa's now a 4/4, so she can really peg people with fight spells. I kind of like that. And then whenever you cast an elf, you get to draw a card. That seems pretty gas. That seems cool. Cool. Shuffle. Next turn. Beast Within. Nice. We're actually going to use me Kokoro for draw. We're going to give people draw. That is how desperate we are to hit that fetch land. Draw a card. City of Traders. Wow. You really need to hit a fetch land in your starting hand. Terramorphic Expanse. Cool. This is also playable. Command Tower? Command Tower? Get out of here with your command. What is this Command Tower business in mono green? What are you talking about? We've got a lot of fetches in here. It's killing me. You can look at the deck. Here. Let's see how many fetches we have. We don't have all the fetches, but we've got a lot. And I've also added Sylvan Scrying, I thought. Right? So I've got Sylvan Scrying, I've got some Crop Rotation, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 fetch lands. So that's not an insignificant portion of our deck, but it's not enough, clearly. Good lord. Let me just make sure that we're not running any hinky other creatures that are elemental or elf. I just want the payoffs and then the 2 combo cards. Right. Okay, that's it. Nissa pegging absolutely is Bloodblade. Nissa pegging absolutely. I wonder if Nissa pegging people with fight spells is R34 yet. Well, I'm waiting for it. Go ahead, show me the fanfic. Show me the page. Is Myriad Landscape good enough? Honestly, I don't want to incorporate it, but I think we might have to. Seriously, we might have to. Okay, so the other fix is to just add the play an additional land per turn spells. So like we can just get the trigger by playing a second land. Obviously, we're trying to avoid that. Myriad Landscape, oh god, I hate it so much, but maybe. Sky Shroud Claim, Brawlio. Get out of here. Nick those Shrine to Nyx. Nick those Shrine to Nyx. This is the thing that recovers an enchantment? Or no? Mana. No, we don't need it. Don't need it. Just like Command Tower, we don't need it. Get out of here. This seems like a keepable hand. And now it's really keepable, right? We got the Terramorphic Expanse. We got the Ulamog. Sky Shroud Claim seems good with Nissa triggers. Going to ignore. Okay, we might put Sky Shroud Claim in. I feel like Sky Shroud Claim is better than Myriad Landscape, but I also feel like Azusa is better. I feel like the freaking anything that's going to give us an additional land per turn is probably going to be better. But I'm not there yet. I'm not desperate enough yet. So let's do this. Mox Diamond. Forest. Mox Amber. Soul Ring. Is there a way I can do this and then play this? And can I get the Terramorphic Expanse right now? That's what I'm trying to do, people. I'm trying to get the Terramorphic Expanse right now. This is legendary creatures, right? Or planeswalkers. Ugh. I just want to get that Dream Ulamog turn. This is the way it's got to be. All right, Nissa. Did I draw for turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Mox Diamond. All right, so we've got a generic floating and nothing to do with it. Man, I'm going to cast that Ulamog. You just wait and see. You just wait and see. You all laughed at Ulamog. Oh, hey! And we pulled one of our combo pieces, like the payoff. So we don't necessarily need to dick around with that. Cool. We're going to tap for 2 generic, have that floating. We're going to make Blurple. Look it up. It's a color. We're gonna crack this. We're gonna make another Blurple. And now we've got a tapped forest. Yes. So we've got 2 generic and we've got 2 Blurple. 2 Blurple going for us. And wait, is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So close, Ulamog. Just patience, Ulamog. All right, so shuffle. What do we get off the top? Not Gen Wave. What do we get off the top? What do we... Tell me. Korean Ranger. Cool. Move it to hand. People. Okay, so this is interesting. We've got a way to draw a card this very moment, but that's it. We really want the Ruminant Excavator or just another fetch land. So let's just play this for the 2 green. And then we'll tap here. That's generic. It cost a green. Oh, damn. We're tapping out. We're going to go Korean Ranger, pay a green, draw a card. And basic forest. Lovely. Okay, cool. However, I'll attack there. We can use Quirion Ranger, right? So we can play a forest and return a forest. No, that doesn't do shit. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Shovel. Next turn. Vivian's Arcbow. You say. Okay. It's killing me that we don't have the fetches. Oh my. We really need to add every single find a land, play an additional land kind of card in this deck. Give me your best ones, because I want to revise this now. or never. I know that this can be more effective. It's killing me that it's not. Okay. We'll cast Vivian's Arcbow. Sure. Sure. We'll cast Vivian's Arcbow. Discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put a creature card from it. Okay, we'll discard this in a second, Ulamog, sure. Because we're not going to... I was just joking. We're never going to cast it. We're never going to cast it. Not this way. Right, so we'll play lands. Love it. We've got a generic floating, and we've got a green floating. Sweet. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to dig 5 deep and shuffle all of this back into our graveyard. Right, so that ability is on the stack. Our graveyard into our deck, rather. We're going 5 deep. Is that it? Look at the top 5 and put a creature converter back. Actually, that's on the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lotus Cobra. Sounds good. We need to put these at the bottom of our deck in a random order. Move to library bottom. Move to library bottom. Move to I'm glad we're getting rid of those basics. Move to library bottom. Move to library bottom. Okay, so we're not offending anyone. We're not doing much. We're going to swing into thing. We're going to pass. We're all tapped out. 1 card in hand. SOL. Let's go. Next turn. Give me a freaking fetch land. Sylvan Tutor. Okay. Well, Sky Shroud Claim just got bumped up on my priority list. I'll tell you that. Play an additional land. Also, play additional land. I just don't like running out of hands to do this thing. It feels awful. But if that's what we got to do, then that's what we got to do. So we've got Exploration in the deck, right? That's as low as it goes. You know, honestly, Enter the Unknown, like, isn't bad. It's buffing Nissa so she can peg people, right? Is that what we wanted? I'm sorry we're harassing you about Sky Shroud Claim, Pat. No, honestly, it's probably good. Nykthos adds green for 1 for each devotion of green. Oh, you mean like as an untap infinite mana sort of situation? Yeah. Absolutely, Nykthos should be there. Big agree. Nykthos trying to Nyx. Oops, I just noticed I hadn't dropped a like yet. Oh, thanks. Everyone double checking they like the stream. Those numbers need to be pumped up. Thanks. I appreciate it. So do you all like play additional lands? Or do you like play additional lands? Or do you like find the land and put it on the battlefield effects? Genuinely, the land I removed, or the enchantment I removed that finds a basic land from your library, like it deck thins, it gives you 1 trigger. I honestly think that's worth it again. So we're going to put that back in. I mean, it's definitely what I want, but that's neither here nor there, right? I think Enter the Unknown is good. Right, sure. You're God. Okay. Right. Nissa pegging things, entering the unknown, exploring. I dig it. I don't know if we're Azusa Lost but Seeking territory. We're not that desperate yet. I would rather we just go for... Let's do that. Let's go ahead and add that enchantment again, 1 with nature. I think that's good. Sword of the Animist? Anyone? Sword of the Animist? Is that the other one? Search library lands. Oh, there's this sword here, but I don't want to read it. So, sort of the search library land battlefield. Because I don't want to be out of hand to do this. I literally just want to find it and put it on the battlefield. That's all I want. It's simple. It's a simple request. Terminal Moraine? Sure. Why aren't we running that? Why not? Literally, I'm so desperate for this. I'll do anything, Nissa. Anything. I would love Shire Terrace. It's just not out yet, so we're going to get back to that in a future episode. Oh, this Druid. It's a basic land. Put it in the play tapped. Man, Diligent Farmhand. You've never looked better. I'm so desperate. We'll do it. Renegade map? Put it into your hands. Get out of here. That's not what I'm searching. That's not what I'm searching. Ooh, what's this? Did we put Edge of Autumn in the deck? I don't think we put Edge of Autumn in the deck. Or, wait up. I think I did, and then it got removed during that one logout scenario that happened earlier. That sucked. Farseek doesn't work. Search your library for a basic land, put on the battlefield tapped. Search your library for a basic land, put on the battlefield tapped. That land becomes a 0/0 green-blue fractal creature that's still a land. Put a 1/1 counter on it and enter the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter on it. Each land you had enter the battlefield this turn. Emergent sequence? Sure. Sold. Sounds amazing. Sounds so good. It's exactly what we want. Did you put in the elf? No. No more elves. No more elves. Additional lands only if I have lots of card draw. Yeah, we don't have lots of card draw though, right? So we're all privy to the issue here. Whenever land enters the battlefield under control, we're gonna hit. Search your library for 2 basic land. What? Colony Heart Exploration. Why didn't anyone suggest Colony Heart Exploration? This is one of the best. Right? Maybe? Expedition? Exploration? Expedition. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. That sounds so good. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put it on top? Ugh. What is this? When you sacrifice, search your library for 2 basic lands, put on the battlefield tap. What do I gotta do? Then if there are 3 or more +1/+1, oh, stop. So slow. I think Rampant Growth is in. I think Rampant Growth is in. It is indeed. Love it. Okay. Sword of the Animist. Whenever it attacks, search your library for a basic land, put on the battlefield tapped. Sure. Sword of the Animist. I don't think I added it yet, but we are now. Sword of the Animist. We're gonna make this work. Turn 3 wins. Remember I was telling you about that? Turn 3 wins? I read that somewhere. Turn 2 wins? Who are these people? Show me these people. This is a cool Bitterhorn. Not really as good as Sword of the Animist, but it does the thing. Beneath the Sands. Kind of costly. Did you put in Green Sun and Dryad? I don't have Dryad Arbor in. I just don't like it here. But Green Sun Zenith is in. You're suggesting Green Sun and a Dryad, though. I do understand that. Damn it. Yeah. God, that's how desperate. That's how desperate. Well, if we're gonna do this though, we gotta go for the From the Vault art. I can't commit to it elsewise. Test the deck, says Zoro. Additional lands only. Okay, yeah. Do you think we added enough? I mean, I'm trying to add it all in because it was not working a second ago. We'll test it now though. Let's test it. We need to cut some cards. We're gonna cut a couple of things. Okay, so Crucible Worlds, still great. Grim Monolith, nah, not so much. Okay, Manifold, Soul Ring, all of these sound good. Sword of the Animist is I'm iffy on, but it feels absolutely necessary. Colony Heart Expedition, it only needs how many quest counters? 3 quest counters? That's not dog water. It's not great. It's not fantastic. So all of these seem good. Cloudstone Curio is fine. Chancellor of the Tangle is not good. I know it could work, but it doesn't. I would rather just have the Gemstone Caverns be a thing, and that's it. We've got 35 lands plus Turn Timber Symbiosis. We have one too many Edge of Autumns. Okay, so we can remove one. Cool. As a matter of fact, let me see if there's any duplicates here. Okay, cool. We have one too many lands, so let's remove some. I think that the basic lands are killing me, but I do want to keep a high enough amount. Let me know if I'm missing any of these new Capenna lands, or do so afterwards. Like, feel free to suggest any that we can remove. I think 34 lands is probably adequate. 34. And that is including Turn Timber Symbiosis, Cultivate, Eldritch Evolution, Genesis Wave, Kodama's Reach, Edge of Autumn, Emergent Sequence. Oh, one of the finest. Nature's Lore. Sure. Gotta have it. Rampant Growth. Love it as well. Sylvan Scrying, of course, because no deck wants to look for a fetch land more than this deck. Bushwhack. Yeah. Secret Tech. Glimpse of Nature, because of course I want to draw off of playing creatures when I have infinite, mana to play Quirion Ranger infinitely. Although Glimpse of Nature is kind of poopy elsewise. Just a little poopy. Some people enjoy poopy though, so it's in there for you. Additional bans only, no cap lands, bussin'. Sakura Tribe Elder. Sakura Tribe Elder puts it onto the battlefield or my hand? Ooh, why do you gotta make such good suggestions? Don't you tell me to stop. Okay, Sakura Tribe Elder, last one. And now we need to seriously make cuts and seriously test this deck, okay? Isn't Glimpse of Nature banned? Is it now? Hold up, is it? No. Banned from Modern. Okay. I'm like, it's not that good. Don't scare me like that. What are you trying to do to me? This deck is like anxiety inducing enough. Don't scare me like that. All right. Duskwatch Retutor will pull the deck when we have infinite mana. Tamir Sabertooth with infinite mana, or Cloudstone Curio with infinite mana, will draw the deck with our Leaf Crown Visionary. Tireless Tracker also does the job, but guess what? We've not been able to hit Tireless Tracker at all. I feel like Wake Root Elemental is probably dead. I would rather just do, how can I untap my lands elsewise? We don't have a solution. I'm honestly okay with that. I would rather just do the draw the deck with this, or draw the deck with this. I'm kind of fine with that. And I would rather add, like, Rift Sweeper as a redundancy, but we're not adding it now. We're going to pretend like we don't need it. Yavimaya Dryad, it's Wood Elves, but not Elf, so doesn't mess up the search. Is her elemental on the list? Nissa's elemental? I don't know. That's a good question though. All right, we need to remove 2 cards. It's like Colony Heart Expedition, makes creatures lands. Tell me more. I am curious. I don't think it's in the deck though. Turn the Earth, I hate that card. Done. Don't like it. Never liked it. Who plays it? Get out of here. We want to keep Noxious Revival. And I want to keep everything else. So really, to just get the ball rolling, we're going to go down to 11 basics. Crazy, I know. All right. And the beauty of this, again, is that you guys take this, do what you will. Please update this to your heart's content. I'd love to know what you do. Okay, is this playable? We've got 1 land, Rampage of the... I want to start with a freaking fetch land. Can I get one of the fetch lands I've put in this deck? I spent so much money for them. Can I get one, please? We're gonna wait till we see a fetch land. There's one. Carpet of Flowers? Sure. This kind of works. Summoner's Pact. I said kind of. I don't want to see Dryad Arbor in my hand. We've got the payoff for infinite mana. We've got 3 cards we can hit. We don't have a way to get this back. We can Summoner's Pact the Excavator. Ah, such a shitty hand. Shy is in the deck. It is most definitely in the deck. Terramorphic Expanse, Rampant Growth. Okay, that's what we want to see, people. Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor. Again, what we want to see. Genesis Wave, payoff. 1 land, 1 vision. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Mana Vault. Oh, I gotta draw a card. Cool. Basic land. Love it. Wish we'd see more of them. We're seeing so many damned basic lands. All right. Mana Vaults for the Nissa. We've got a generic floating. We're going to go ahead and play the Terramorphic Expanse. We're going to tap the Terramorphic Expanse. We're going to get a Blurple off of that. And then we're going to get another Blurple on the back end here. Forest. Cool. Boop. Tapped. Right. And we're going to, obviously, we're going to look through our deck. I think that... Shuffle. We are going to get... Any day now. Any day. Oh, wow. Or maybe not. Did I remove my combo cards? I might have passed it. I don't know if you guys can see this. Ashaya! Ashaya and Querying Ranger right next to each other. Cool. Okay, move to hand. Love it. Show. That's not what you're supposed to do. It's not what you're supposed to do. I'm just doing it to expedite the process, okay? I don't have the patience to put all that stuff at the bottom of my deck in random order. Not happening. We'll play Leaf Crown Visionary. Actually, that's a damn lie. We're going to play Eternal Witness. We're going to play Eternal Witness to get that fetch land back. That is how desperate we are for fetch lands. Next turn. Take a damage. Of course. Of course, when I waste Ewit for a Terramorphic Expanse, we top deck our Misty Rainforest. Just of course. All right, so can we win the game right now? That's what you're asking, Pat. Can we win the game right now? I'll tell you. Feeling unlikely, but I'm hopeful. There's 1 mana. Here's 2 mana. Turn 3 win. Turn 3 win, baby. Okay. Shuffle. That's 2 mana. Okay. Querying Ranger off the top. This is the only other elf or elemental in the deck. Querying Ranger off the top. Cool. Okay. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Ashaya. All right. Ashaya. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to the other types. Well, guess what? That triggers Nissa. I get a green. Querying Ranger. For a green, I get a green. Okay. Tap here, green. This is largely unnecessary. We're tapping them because we can. Return target force you control to your hand, and then we're going to untap her. Tap for another green. Make a green. We have infinite green. I think I've illustrated it here, but we have infinite green. We're going to do that a billion times. So we've got a couple things we can do here. We can play out Leaf Crown Visionary. Leaf Crown Visionary. If we didn't have Genesis Wave or the Green Sun Zenith, right? If we didn't have Gen Wave or Green Sun Zenith, what we could do is return a forest to our hand, Nissa Resurgent Animist, and play out Nissa Resurgent Animist. And then we would need a way to, like, put 2 more lands onto the battlefield to trigger her again to find Leaf Crown Visionary. Thank God that's not the case here. But actually, she enters the battlefield as a land and would trigger herself. And then we can use Rampant Growth to get another land. And that would give us the Leaf Crown Visionary. Yes? Facts. Okay. So let's go ahead and win with Leaf Crown Visionary. And I'll just illustrate that here. We would bounce Querying Ranger again, play Querying Ranger, use the mana we're making off of Nissa to, whenever you cast an elf spell, draw a card. We would draw through our deck. If we did it this way, we would draw through our deck until we hit, we have Concordant Crossroads in here, right? So give her all other things, haste. Ugh, I don't want to draw the deck, but let's see the win. Let's see the win. I want to visualize the win here because we did it. We kind of did it. We're trying to put all our permanents down, which we can. The thing that's going to matter most, though, is Eternal Witness to Mir Sabertooth. Oh my gosh. That's right. We added Ulamog. I forgot about that. I'll tell you how we win. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see where my Finale of Devastation is. It's sorcery. I'm looking in the wrong spot. Okay. What's cool is you can fail to find with Finale of Devastation and still pump your army and give them haste. So technically we don't need Concordant Crossroads. I would cut Concordant Crossroads. Okay. So let's draw the deck. Sure. Do that. That. Okay. So I'm just going to stop there. I'll stop when I hit this. Okay. So we're going to cast Cloudstone Curio. And then I'll cast Ulamog Infinite Gyre. Right? Cool. I'll nuke your land. I'll nuke your land. I'm going to bounce whatever. A shy to my... No, let's not get crazy. I'll bounce Quirion Ranger in my hand because it was part of the combo. I'll play Quirion Ranger. Non-artifact permanent comes into play under your control. You may turn another permanent. Okay, well, this is a non-artifact permanent. I'll put this back in my hand. Play it again. I'll just nuke every single permanent with Ulamog Infinite Gyre. Do they not want to quit yet? Okay, I'll continue the draw off of Leaf, Crown, and Visionary. And we're looking for Finale of Devastation and all my creatures. So after I've destroyed all the blockers, after I've destroyed all the things, we're going to get Finale of Devastation and all my creatures. As a matter of fact, just these creatures. We're going to make this X equals 1 billion. I'm going to fail to find, right? Or no, I can't do that. If your creatures you control get plus, no, yeah, I can. Cool, yeah. Fail to find. All the creatures that are currently on the battlefield get 1 billion, +1/+1 if they're elf, and have haste. Cool. Hello, gamers. Hi, Mordai. That was enjoyable enough that I feel like I could do it again. Do you guys want to see this deck illustrated one more time before I leave you? One more game? One more game. Because I should probably start making dinner. One more game? Let me know. And I'll give you like a couple seconds to answer that. Thank you guys for joining me on this one. I really enjoy these live streams. Again, they help me so much in building these lists. Thank you for your collective knowledge on Mono Green. A lot of these suggestions were great. Not Sky Shroud Claim, Bloodblade, get out. Okay, actually Sky Shroud Claim was great. Did I actually wind up putting it back in, or did I manage to avoid it? Okay, so take out Concordant Crossroads, put in Sky Shroud Claim. As a matter of fact, I'll do that now. How about that? I'll put that in now. What are we doing with the deck here? Missed the tech part. I'll try to catch you up to speed if we do one more illustration, but I think Sky Shroud Claim is worth it just for the trigger off the girl. I don't think we need Concordant Crossroads technically here. I don't think it's good. Okay. They say it's 63% competitive. I'll go with it. But guys, I had a lot of fun. Again, if you enjoyed this live stream deck tech, feel free to leave a like. It helps out a lot, a whole lot. Feel free to share this. YouTube does not treat live streamers all that well. I'll be honest, been doing this for years. They don't seem to care about me. So you need to care about me. And if you do, share this around. Let me know if you've built Nissa in the comment section after this video. Let me know how you improve upon this Nissa. I'm excited to give this one more go. It looks like we want to give it one more go. But yeah, I really appreciate everything you guys do, tuning in every week, joining me for these very long streams. I have a lot of fun. Next week's going to be very fun in particular. I can't spoil anything, but we might be talking about a set that's coming up. We might be talking about some cards from a set that's coming up that I can't spoil. But it will be fun, and Will join me for that one. And we might do a deck tech during that same stream for an unspoiled card. I think I'm allowed to say that. That seems kosher. All right. Great deck, great channel. Thank you. Did I put in Hunting Wild? Did I? I don't know. I don't think so. Search the library for up to 2 forests and put them on the battlefield tapped. Oh, ooh, just edging out Sky Shroud Claim. If this spell was kicked, untap all forests. Hold up. All forests put onto the battlefield this way. They become 3/3 creatures and then have haste and still lands. No, Hunting Wilds was not put in the list, but I think that I'm going to put it on the sideboard, and I think it's something that you could certainly consider because that's actually quite good. Hunting Wilds. In the same vein that Skyshroud Claim is good. Probably bad. Mordai, Lord of the Rings. Who says it's Lord of the Rings? And I'm actually kind of excited for Lord of the Rings, man. I mean, it's all like, if you're being honest, ever since Secret Lair, it's all about staying in business and then making the most profits. Like, it's their business. I don't care. I'm just happy that we're getting more content. But with that in mind, I'm going to end this poll. We can do one more round, it looks like. Sky is untapped. Fact. You don't need to kick it. Infinitely better. Let's go. Wait. Which one am I in? Which am I in? We're going to do this. We're going to do this one. Okay. Is this keepable? No, but it's so very almost keepable. The fact that we can turn to Nissa, I'd really love a Jeweled Lotus. Can we just start there? Wouldn't Jeweled Lotus in this deck be sweet? Isn't she just 3 mana? Skyshroud Claim Crew. I'm excited for LOTR, but I also just don't want to see other IPs in competitive play. To be honest though, Mordai, I don't really think, from what's been spoiled from Lord of the Rings, it's so incredibly balanced and more towards flavor than it is competitive play. I haven't seen anything that, at least in the Commander format, is itching to be played. I do like the new Frodo that partners with Samwise. It's a trip color, right? There's a color overlap there. It's not broken by any means because the other guy's just making food tokens, but it looks really interesting. And I actually wanted to brew that. I was contemplating brewing that over Nissa today, but I promised I would do Nissa. So this is really close to being good. And I almost feel like we could keep it, but I'm not going to. Okay. I want to look just for the perfect opener. Then we're going to start. Perfect opener. We probably could have kept that first hand if I'm being honest. But I want perfect. This feels better. It's got Skyshroud Claim. And it has a payoff for infinite mana. Sure. I want Jeweled Lotus. I just want to know what it feels like to play Jeweled Lotus with a good hand. But I don't think it's ever going to happen. So there's a Forest. There's a Soul Ring. And that's not Nissa. I'm just putting her there for now. Next turn. Cool. Forest, Soul Ring, Nissa. Is that good with everyone? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool. We're going to go for Genuinely. At best, we can only make 3 mana here, correct? Which is going to give us Kodama's Reach. I just want the trigger. Let's just go for the trigger. Let's play the worst of the two here. I would say that this Naya Panorama is actually pretty damn good. Let's go for the Courtyard, Cabretti Courtyard. I would say that's the worst of the two. So when it enters the battlefield, it just sacrifices itself. We're going to make a green doing so. And then we're going to find a forest. It's going to enter the battlefield tapped. That is the second time this has happened. We have 2 green floating. We're probably going to put down Duskwatch Recruiter for this turn. Yes, we could have gone for the Kodama's Reach, but I'd rather save that. If you've seen before, when times are hard, you really want to be able to do the fetch. And we've got plenty of ways to do it here. I just don't want to lose a way to do it. Not this early. I'd rather just have the Duskwatch Recruiter. Plus, it can be tapped for a forest once we get a Shia down, so not bad. Although I will state it might be better to have more lands going into next turn if we are going to officially combo. So am I going back on what I'm doing here? No, it's fine. Okay. Shovel. And we get... We've got 3 things we can find. It's going to be the Crowned Girl, a Shia, or Quirion Ranger. I just leaf crowned. That's what it is. So we find a Shia. Shia goes to hand. We reveal it. Technically, again, all those cards would go to the bottom in a random order, or put them on the bottom in any order. No, in a random order. I just don't want to bother with that. Plus, we're going to be shuffling our deck in a second. So, whoop, we have a Shia. We pulled Leaf Crown Visionary, which is good because it means that we're literally just going to find Oh, sorry. We wanted this. This is down. We want to put that down. Leaf Crown Visionary is our payoff, which means that Quirion Ranger is literally next. So we're gonna go Misty Rainforest. I'm not gonna mess with the poison counters there. Technically, we're gonna be up 2 with this. We're gonna do the thing. It's gonna find Quirion Ranger. I would need to shuffle first, but you get the drill. Okay, this is the only card left in the deck that I can find with this ability. Oh, she's right there. Okay, cool. Move to hand. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Cool. Soul Ring. The 2 green we have floating in this forest. Ashaya. Is Ashaya good? Cool. All right. Now we're going to cast Quirion Ranger. Well, off of the green we made with Ashaya, because Ashaya is a forest, Ashaya triggers Nissa. Cool. We're going to make another green off of Quirion Ranger. We're going to do the same thing we illustrated just a moment ago. So we're going to return a forest to our hand. We're going to tap here and tap here to make a green. We're going to return Quirion Ranger to our hand to untap Nissa. We're going to continue to do this infinitely for infinite green mana. We have no way of stopping any sort of interaction here, sadly. Que sera. We did keep Skyshroud Claim, though, and that's always worth it in my book. You've heard me say on this channel many times, Skyshroud Claim is one of the best land tutors in the game, and I highly recommend you start buying them up now, because these are going to go, like, they're going to sell like hotcakes really soon, especially after this Nissa list gets out. So do that for infinite green mana, or blue, or black, or all the colors, because you have that option. Now we're going to use Duskwatch Recruiter. Oh no, this is when, oh my god, someone's really funny. They exile my Duskwatch Recruiter. They exile Duskwatch Recruiter. So here's what we can do. We'll play Leaf Covered Visionary, and then we'll do the same thing. Okay. So we'll do this, draw the deck, and Finale is important. All of our creatures are important. All of our creatures. What we're really looking for is Ulamog. Cast Ulamog, destroy your permanent. Tamir Sabertooth. Cool. Right. So there's a couple ways we could do this. We could pull into our Cloudstone Curio, or we can use Tamir Sabertooth. It's all the same. We're going to bounce it to our hand, play it again. We're going to wreck everything. Any potential blocker we're going to kill. All your lands we're going to kill. We're going to kill everything. Now we're going to cast Finale of Devastation to find any other creatures left in our deck. Tireless Tracker, fine. We're going to cast it for 1 billion. Put this on the battlefield. Nissa, Leaf Crown Visionary, Ashaya, Quirion Ranger, Ulamog, Tamir Sabertooth, and Timeless Tracker, and Haywire Might are all 1 billion, and have haste, and we swing. Cool. Okay, so I'm excited for Lord of the Rings. Lotus's turn 2 win. It would have been, I think, in that situation. It would have been. One thing of note is that Jeweled Lotus probably shouldn't have been in the Slimefoot and Squee deck. It just feels bad. Stop. Hey, sorry, what did I miss? Is Skyshroud Claim still out of the deck? No, it's in. It's in. I didn't cast it in that last game, but it's in. Oh my god, Claim made its way. Yeah. Oh, it's the new Bronze Walrus. No, it's not as good as Bronze Walrus. Don't get ahead of yourself here. It's no Bronze Walrus, but it's close. It's coming really close. So, did we answer the question? Can we cEDHify Nissa Resurgent Animist? Yes. You need, and go over this again with a fine-tooth comb, because I missed some on the first brush. Every single fetch land, that's the panoramas, that's the weird Cabretti new Capenna sack and release effects, whatever people want to call them. The Nissa peggers, like those. Getting those onto the battlefield, getting the trigger on Nissa, all relevant. You want all of those. I would say up to 4 CMC for your find land effects. If it finds 2, is as high as you want to go. But put them all in. Put every single one in. You want, I would say, potentially more fight effects. Cloudstone Curio and Tamir Sabertooth are crucial. I still like Leaf Crown Visionary in here. So Leaf Crown Visionary, Ashaya, and Quirion Ranger are the only elves and elementals you can find. I still think they're good. There are ways to, like in this situation on the second playthrough, if we made infinite mana, or we can make infinite mana rather, and then we can use Quirion Ranger to bounce Nissa, and then put 2 lands into play to find our Leaf Crown Visionary off of Nissa, right, with Sky Shroud Claim. So there are ways to effectively find our outlet, provided we like miss out with a Duskwatch Recruiter or we can't get there elsewise. So I think that this deck is actually quite good. Is it the best thing in mono green? That's hard to say. I would say it's maybe not as predictable as Savala, and it could probably pop off a little bit quicker. But one thing Savala has going for it is the fact that you're getting draw pretty consistently. So even if you do need to rebuild, at least you have the draw on the back end. Here, you're only getting ramp, and you're only finding 1 of 3 things, provided you use lands to ramp. I like it a lot. I like it a whole lot. I don't like Nissa's price right now, but this deck can get by without Gaia's Cradle, and that makes me happy to say. So if you're in mono green and you're on a budget, fantastic. This is a good deck. Survival of the Fittest is probably still expensive, but we're not even on that because we don't need it, right? She is your survival of the fittest. She is your creature searcher / ramp. She's everything. I like this deck a whole lot. Guys, if you enjoyed this brewing session again, feel free to leave a like. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me on this live stream episode. Can't wait to hang out with you guys next Wednesday. And of course, this weekend, Saturday, we're going to be discussing all of the recent Lord of the Rings spoils, leading up to what will be a review, ultimately a lot of deck techs, and a tier list. Again, that one was so fun. We had so many people join us for the live, and we all had a great time. I'll try to drag Ernesto back out for that. But before I leave you, Braulio says, I feel she's the 2nd or 4th best mono green deck, and that's something, I guess. Love Sky Shroud Claim hype. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there with Bronze Walrus hype. But guys, I'm Patrick Marlette, your local game guy. I'll see you in the next one. I need to finish my sparkling water. Yet to touch my sparkling water. This has been a busy one. This has been a